Here we are. Here we are, friends.
Hey, we're live now.
We are.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
now I have to figure out how double Gemma works, so I can only have single Gemma. One of you is wonderful, but one of you is also enough. Okay, there we go. We got one. Okay.
Yes.
So, hi. How's it going, everybody?
hmm
Welcome back to our normal weekly stream. Thank you for your patience. Oh my god, it got warm here. It got warm here
It
in New
got
York.
warm. Yeah, it's pretty warm here too, actually.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. Where is? How do I make this? Oh, that's what. Okay, cool.
Stay sputzing because I asked him if he
Yeah.
could show a
She asked.
tweet, and apparently that is more stress than I understood it would be. Hi, Chiral. Hi, hi, hi.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even know what this image format is. I don't know
Can't
why
just
it's a
screen
it's a
cap. Can't
friggin'
just screen cap Twitter.
I can, but I'm very curious about this person posting art in a format that's like not viable. But anyway, here, let me hold on. I'm gonna make this work. I'm
I
making
mean,
this
we
work. I
don't
apologize.
need that yet anyway. We'll
Okay.
we'll use it once we get. Anyway, we have to riff until people have managed to watch the advert. It's been an exciting week this week.
It has what
For
happened?
Well, you had your big trial in America.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I know, I know.
That's
I know that was this week. I know it's difficult now. It does already
Oh,
seem
I
like a
know,
month
but I'm
ago.
just saying like that's a rough
Yeah, we don't want
hashtag
to talk
rough
about that.
topic.
We don't want to talk about that.
Other than
But
in
it's
the
been a big
broad
week.
sense, just so people, again, I always say this just so people know that we're decent people. It came out much better than expected. I was very pleasantly surprised by the outcome of the trial. I don't know if we want to dive into it, but I'm just so no one
No.
thinks that I'm a crazy. I was very happy with the outcome. I thought that the right verdict was reached. I am not a crazy. Um,
I always like a good process. I think process is a good thing. So
See, I don't know. I have
that's probably a wider topic about justice and
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
And,
I
and
think
yeah.
your justice system is probably in better shape
Okay,
than our
okay.
justice system,
But
and
we
that might
can
be why
all
you're so.
agree. I'm not gonna say like, oh, a bad process is good. Of course it's not good. But a process that functions is always going to be good. It's always going to be better than no process. What do you think England spent centuries trying to work out was how to implement a justice system? Centuries.
I
Justice
mean,
is good at justice. I like a
yeah,
process.
justice. Okay, here we go. Here, okay,
Mm.
I got this image
Anyway,
proper. I got this
so
working.
actually, it's interesting, and that's now we can segue into what I wanted to talk about. Was that we didn't really hear much about the trial in the UK, despite me thinking that would be the hottest news of the week,
I don't know.
because
Oh, because why? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
because football decided to implode. Soccer decided to
Soccer.
implode.
That's what it's called.
Hi,
Soccer,
Pezzinator.
please.
It's called soccer.
Yeah,
It's
hi,
called
Peasanator.
football.
Oh, I
Um,
should put up our ads. I'm sorry, I haven't put up our ads. That's why I have to tell people that we're streaming.
okay. Okay. I will get. Anyway, so football decided to implode, and it was a big deal, like a big deal. I don't know if you followed it, Dave, but basically, I'm
I
not sure.
followed it
I'm not.
very vaguely. I did hear, it did make the
Yeah,
news in here that a thing happened, and
yeah,
it struck me as I'm not sure. So go ahead. I'm gonna type up our ads. You go
yeah. I
ahead.
mean, I think from an outside perspective, someone who doesn't follow football, maybe it was just like, what are those crazies getting so worked up about? Anyway, so six English football clubs. I think two Italians, two Spanish. I don't. I can't remember the rest, but there were six continental clubs as well. Decided that they were going to break away from the pyramid structure, right? So we have a pyramid structure in football, and lots of small leagues at the bottom, some small clubs at the bottom, and then you can fight your way up. Technically, anyone at the bottom should be able to fight their way up to the top
Mhm.
game, right? That's how the
So
pyramid system
so
works.
hold on. I'm gonna be the American in the
Yeah.
conversation. What's a little confusing about this to us is for
Mm-hmm.
most of our sports, like there's just the one league. And it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
flat. Like it's not even a pyramid; it's pretty flat.
Right.
So like,
So,
with the exception like of American football, where there's like
mm,
two different leagues and they have an agreement. So like this idea
mm,
of like there being many leagues is confusing. So if you could explain, I guess a little bit, and
yeah.
maybe you're doing that,
So
but
so
that's the part that's
basically,
confusing.
you're in your league, and it's a lot like mahjong that you're in your D league or whatever, and you can get promoted or relegated depending on your performance in that season,
Okay,
right?
okay,
So you could technically, even if you were the like Tavistock Football Club across the road, you could technically get your way promoted all the way up to the top. the very top cups, right? And then you can maybe
Okay.
get into the European Champions Cup, and on and on. That's
And
that's the idea of fair competition, right?
for
That
my
was
own
their idea.
curiosity, does this happen like, in other words, is this an intra-season? So is it like we have a season of games and I'm in D
Mm.
League? Is it like, oh, I've won 3 games so far this season, I'm going to jump up to C League? Or is it more like at the end of the season, it's like, wow, you really kicked the crap out of D League, you might be a C Leaguer?
So you just have to be at the top. So many
Okay.
teams from each one get relegated and promoted. I'm not a big football fan, so I'm
That's
not
fine.
going to.
This is just my own curiosity about
So
how
if
it
someone
works.
can jump in and say, Gemma, you're totally wrong, I'm fine. But yeah, so basically you can get promoted or relegated like this, right?
Okay.
And then and there's always been a bit of a problem because, of course,
Should I put the
teams
picture
with
up
more
on that?
money, not yet, teams with more money tend to not buy their way up to the top, but they tend to buy the best players. They tend to be able to have the best training schedules, blah blah blah. So of course, the big rich leagues win, and that doesn't always work though, because we had Leicester City that were a little bit of a shitty club that managed to go all the way up to the top and win, right?
As
And
someone who
everyone loves that
lives
story.
adjacent to the New York Yankees, I am completely unfamiliar with the concept of a sports team just spending tremendous amounts of money to get all the
Yeah.
best players and then winning all the time.
And see now you could, yes, and then this was the crux of the matter. Basically, we sold off a lot of our clubs to Americans and other outsiders, but in particular, the Americans were part of this, in that they realized that the American way of making football televisable was much more lucrative. So they were like, okay, well, we own these clubs. What we're going to do is we're going to make Super League. And then we're just going to make our money like this. But no one's going to be able to join our Super League. It's just for us. Which completely breaks the idea of competition. It was insane. It was batshit insane. And yeah, I think they actually were, again, this just goes to show how they really don't understand football. But they seem totally taken aback by the reaction. Like, football fans everywhere were horrified. Even people who don't really watch football were horrified. So you can put the image up now if you want.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So egalitarian concepts here.
Well, no. I mean, this is what the battle turned into, right? Was that basically what was being done was it was a game which was technically anyone could become a football player, and you could work hard and you could make it in. But what they were doing was they were, taking off the top 12 clubs and making them play in their own little group, and they'd never be able to get relegated. So you just see the same 12 clubs playing the same exhibition matches over and over again. What they were doing was basically creating content, right? It was a content creation machine, and it wasn't really about the game.
Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this one. I want.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
finish.
had so many thoughts about this as well, because I'm like, you know what? Basically, how often do I see this in Mahjong now? People, so many things are happening now that I'm like, oh, is this really what fair competition looks like? Can my friend who's learned to play Mahjong in Doncaster, England, work really hard, get to the top, and defeat in a big title match? Kind of, maybe, yeah, they could, but it's getting to the point now where we are, the popular players, not necessarily the best sometimes, but popular players are being picked out to create content. And I think there's a real kind of, there's an alert to that, right? There's an alert to that for all of us, because we all want to have this sort of content that we see that's being generated from esports. But is that really the game? I don't know.
I don't know if I'd necessarily blame esports for this, but I think...
No, I'm not blaming esports, but I'm saying that's the sort of content,
I have a lot of feelings about this. I don't know how accurate my feelings are, but I definitely have a lot of feelings.
No, I'm not sure how accurate my feelings are, because, I don't...
Like, on the one hand, I think to myself, if there's a popular football club, and they want to make more stuff to sell to their fans, I don't know, man. Like, why not? They have a huge fan base, right?
But then that's the problem, right? Because then those players, they won't risk those players playing in the league games, because if they're injured, and we don't have this problem in Mahjong, obviously. If someone gets a Mahjong injury, I want to know about
injury
that.
seems pretty extreme.
You're like, oh my
Um,
god! But if they get injured in their league games, and we have a big problem with international football as well, that the clubs don't want to allow their football players to play in international games because if they get injured and they're out for 6 months, they still got to pay them, but they're not creating the money for it. And that's the danger of this sort of thing is that we wouldn't see any of their good players. And then there was a hilarious thing about women as well, but
wait, what about what? How do women? I mean,
so so we've got women's football and men's football, right? We
okay.
have both now, and they've really, things like UEFA and the Football Association have actually really done a lot of work to try and promote women's football.
Hmm.
I think women's football is actually a bit more interesting because they spend less time lying on the floor, clutching their ankle,
Well, why
pretending
not?
they're in
They
pain.
could just fall over at any time, claiming
Basically,
yeah. Jeez,
basically.
I am being
But so
sarcastic, but
yeah, so the Super League were like, oh yeah, we've got this great men's football and blah blah, and they're like, and we'll also make the ladies football maybe in a year or two. And I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like they were.
what a way to say you do not give a crap about
Yeah,
that.
I know, right?
Like,
I
what a
was like,
clear statement. Like, you couldn't even come up with the extra hour in the planning meeting to do a ladies' league at the same time. You're really just like, yeah,
yeah.
man, women will do it too. Like, I don't know.
And what I also thought was like the teams that joined this, their women's counterparts in that so if it's Manchester United ladies, they're not necessarily the best in the ladies leagues.
Right. But yeah,
Ladies football is more complicated in some respects because it is less money lubricated. It's a
heck.
little bit more genuine maybe.
Well, I mean, I think there's been a massive. I don't know. I think like. Yeah, I have a lot of things. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, Carl. Like, I think the problem is it felt like, and it felt to me that was something I immediately thought though. Like, if they're all going
Mm,
to be playing in their own super league, they're not going to give a crap about the other league games.
yeah.
And like, why wouldn't I, as a straight up fan, I'd probably be more hyped to see two really good games playing each other.
Yeah.
Or like, frankly, if I probably like, there's more likely to be more of a fan community where I'm going to want to see the game where my team that I'm a big fan of is playing as another
I
team
remember.
that has a big fan base, and so we can rah at each other a little. I mean, in Europe they just freaking stab each other constantly, but like we
We're
can
not so bad anymore, but we used to be. Yeah.
we can
Not
rah at
so
each other a
bad.
bit about that, as opposed to like my team that I love versus chump team from halfway around the world, where it's like I kind of know they're gonna win, and also I've never met a fan of this other team. I have no one to rah at all, unless I want to like go on Facebook, I guess.
Well,
Um,
I mean, I don't think that's how football operates at all. These leagues, you're playing in your country, and then if you manage to
okay,
play
okay, okay.
outside the country, that means you've already got to the top. And
All right, so
let's
it's
be
never
fair,
that bad.
the Germans almost always win anyway, so not to worry. And that was
They're
funny.
so
That was an interesting
precise.
element to this story. Was none of the German teams joined the Super League, despite most of them probably being better than the rest of us, because they are 51% fan owned.
Uh,
Which I thought was a really interesting concept anyway for a long, long time. I was like, okay, but because they're 51% fan owned, they wouldn't be able to do. And that's everyone loves the underdog story, right? But
no,
the con-
and that's the thing. I think that's what's happened. I think the answer to that is now kind of no. And
I
I
think
think
everyone loves. Well, I mean, I think Americans might not, and that's the problem though, is that football now does not make its money here. It makes its money by streaming to America and Africa and Asia because those are huge
but
audiences.
I don't know if America has a huge audience for this at this point. I don't. It's
I
not
know
that
it's not
popular.
as much, but yeah, we're working on it. We're
Yeah,
working
like
on it. That's
there
why
might
I
be a
said
push to
Beckham over
grow
there.
these audiences.
Yeah,
And I mean, there's maybe the idea that if we show only the top hypest teams completing, the names people recognize in America and in our new
right.
audiences, then there'll be more hype to watch it. And maybe there's a little bit of that idea going on of like, let's just get rid of all these names they don't recognize and only focus on things they do.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like,
Sorry, Roach Laurie, I took a bit, but we're trying to. I'm trying to say, like, for me, I think it's interesting looking at this because for Mahjong, we are tipping sometimes towards the emphasis on content creation rather than an emphasis on competition.
hmm,
And that's, I'm not saying we shouldn't do both, but it's finding the healthy balance between not allowing the content creation to steamy the competition. And the other thing as well is, and I think that this is something that all of us need to be concerned about, is that this Super League nonsense wouldn't have happened without huge amounts of money involved. They're doing it because they want money.
well, yeah.
And that's some of the problem for Mahjong is sometimes I think that people are grabbing opportunities because someone of money is offering us that money. And of course, we should always look at money. But the question we need to ask ourselves, we need to be more strategic about how we let the money in, right? We need to
Hmm.
decide what our community structure is like, what our community's goals are, and only accept money that fits into those goals. What I don't want to see is find that, our top professionals and some top people from over here have been cherry picked out without, any sort of meritocracy and dumped together to play in exhibition games.
But that's going to happen. There's no way to avoid that.
Yeah.
It'll always happen. You're not going
Oh
to get
no,
a world where that
no,
doesn't happen.
I'm saying I'm happy with both, but what I don't want is that for that then to be decorated as the competition.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you see what I mean?
Well, I mean, Kyrell, I think in terms of the current online scene, I don't think we have that level of
Hmm.
celebrity going on to
No,
begin
no,
with.
no. I don't think
Um,
it's a problem we have now, but sometimes with things like M League, I do sit there and I wonder. I'm like, there's no way to get relegated. There's no way to get removed. There's no clear way sometimes to get promoted.
I mean, yeah, because it makes things unpredictable.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's fine. Us as fans should be perceiving that not as a competition; it's a content creation.
I mean, sure, but does it matter if that's what people want? Like at the end of the day, there's this huge capitalist force that's going to push what exists into the mold of what will sell. Um, and like, wait, I'm sorry. Is there a relegation rule being
And there
added
might
for
be a
M League?
relegation rule getting added, but as you said, I think most of it will stay
Yeah.
stable because it's,
At
it's easier to make money that way.
at this point, they
Uh,
need that. Like, it's good for the drama. Like the drama of do you stay in M League? Like I think that's
mhm.
that's a selling point. But all these things are going to be what do people want to buy, and what people want to buy, and maybe this is another thing, another important thing,
Yeah.
as our world has changed so much.
Mm.
I think fair competition is less appealing to people
Dave.
nowadays. I think
Dave.
I think we live in a world that doesn't feel like a fair competition to most people. Um,
But don't you want it to be? I want anyone to get to the top table. I do. That's
no,
what I
no, that's
want.
that's not the issue. Is not like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying we live in a world where you've decided that you don't want to make a fair competition.
No,
I'm
no,
saying in
no.
terms of customers, in terms of consumers, in terms of people. The average person, I think, does not anymore like for a good chunk of time. We had our
Mm,
American dream. We had our American dream held up as almost a worldwide
mm,
ideal. The idea that anyone with talent and gumption and hard work was going to make their
mm,
way to the top. And that was something that a generation, at least, of people cherished as important. And I think a lot of the backlash you're seeing is that
mm,
backlash, right? Like we don't want some elite league that doesn't work that way. We want the structure
yeah.
that we care about, where we feel, and for a lot of people, I think around the world, and this goes counter to my
Mm,
point. I think for a lot of people
mm.
around the world, soccer specifically as a sport is very aspirational because they
Yes.
feel like anyone from anywhere with
Oh yeah.
talent and hard
All
work
you
and,
need
and
is a
you know
field
effort.
and a ball. Yeah, that's all you
Yeah,
need. It's not like American football. It's not like a
you need
lot
a
of
field
sports.
and a ball and the ability to withstand cranial damage. So,
I mean, but anyone can learn to kick a ball. Like it, you don't really need to know. Like the rules are much simpler in football than American football, and it's yeah, yeah. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I just think that at some point, as a community, the reason that football succeeded in pushing out Super League, this obnoxious concept, was that as a community, they had all built a consensus around what the community should look like.
hmm.
And I think at some point it would be good for the Mahjong community to decide and have a consensus on what is good and what is a threat.
Hmm.
And people can read between the lines about what I'm probably talking about, but there's it's not that there is a clear and present danger right now. But at some point, if we do start to really upscale and there are more and more players, there are going to be more opportunities where we can sell out. And I think if we are going to sell out, we need to make sure that we do it on our own terms and in a way that fits our goals.
So President says football got popular back in the day with the rule you can't have professional players and you can't pay your players a salary. I mean, that's one of the things a little bit about baseball, too, in the U.S. is like it used to be this was a legit local team of people from here.
Mm.
And then obviously the sport grew. Now, like, who plays for the Yankees? The players that are the best that we can buy.
Yeah,
Like,
and also is in America, right? You can move your teams, right? Which is
um,
crazy.
you can move the
It's
team, but
was
that's mostly just selling the branding. Like, that doesn't actually upset me that much.
Oh, really? Because I mean, that was the other suggestion that they were going to move one of our English football teams to Dubai, and everyone was like, "Wait, what? You fuck off!" You know, like some of these teams are older than your country. No, they're not older than your country. That's an
Yeah, no,
exaggeration.
I feel like your teams
But
are a bit more of an institution. I don't know. Maybe I'm
yeah, yeah. I mean, but these are teams that have been around since the 1800s. You know, they are, as Pesne says. You know, it's a poor man's sport. You know,
Hmm.
it's a people who got together and they started groups, and it was very organic. Um,
Hmm.
Yes, there's a lot. I mean, bloody Prince William got involved at one point. It was real drama. Boris was there saying stuff.
What did he
I mean,
say?
Boris was there. Well, Boris was going to create laws to stop them.
That's not a good look. I don't know. I don't like that.
Oh no,
But
well, I think the suggestion was to turn it into a Gemma model so that it had to be 51% fan owned.
okay, that's a reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just the vibe is that people. The vibe I get is that people don't. Maybe this also has to do with like the internetization of the world. I don't know. I think people don't value that as much as they did, or maybe it's Americans don't value that as much as they did.
I think it
Um,
might be for Americans. I don't know. Like, and you look at the EMA. I mean, EMA are really, really sold on fair competition. You know, they have the ranking system whether you like it or not, but it's fair.
hmm,
Everyone knows what you have to do. It's transparent, and to get into the major events, you have to achieve within your country somehow to get nominated.
hmm, hmm,
I know that each country is slightly different, but hopefully the routes into events like World Reach Championship and the European Mahjong Championship, European Riichi Championship are all quite clear. Um, People aren't. Rarely do we see people being handpicked and dumped in things. Now, I will hands up say that WRC does hand out seats to a few select individuals for which to which WRC probably wouldn't exist without their assistance, and that's all we because we don't pay anyone. That's really the only way we can reward people. We do have legacy seats that we hand out, so it's not even as if I am entirely innocent, and I'm not, I'm not really living the world I'm trying to preach here. But I think, and I like the EMA system, and I think there's good consensus for it. People bitch. We always bitch. Oh, I don't like this element of the ranking system. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, it's not fair that this happens. But if someone tried to take away the ranking system, I think people would lose their shit in a very similar way. Maybe not with huge banners and stadiums, but I certainly think there'd be uproar.
hmm.
Mm.
I could see that. I
Mm.
could see that. I don't know. I don't know. I think I see what they were trying to
Unfortunate.
do.
Mm.
I see what they were trying to do, and I understand why it didn't go over well. But I also feel like I haven't seen many things try to build themselves. I mean, maybe I should say esports tries to build themselves that way because esports tries to do the same thing, right? Anyone can become an esports champ. Anyone can fight their way up through the leagues of the various
Mm.
esports games to get to the top leagues from which they scout the players from. So like it's a bit more egalitarian in that sense. Um,
They're still scouting players, right? They're still deciding who they can sell.
have you seen esports players?
I know. I don't know how they
Like
sell some
I'm
of
gonna be
those
honest. I'm
players.
sorry, esports players. I love all of you dearly. If any of you are watching this, I think you're very good at what you do, but I don't feel like esports players are selected for like saleability.
No, but that's always the risk when you scout people that you start tilting that way.
Hmm, that's true. That's true. But
Because, at one point it's not going to work and you're like, "Oh, well, that lady has a lot of followers. She's an influencer. If we get her on board, maybe up our engagement."
oh, League of Legends is franchised for the teams, but League of
Mm.
Legends you still like there's still what's it called there's still like the top tier league. You can still make your way up in ranked mode up until the top challengers league, I think, which is really where those teams are going to be looking for players. Um,
Mm-mm.
some pro are really even doing this. Yeah, yeah. Franchising just for money. It's it's all so weird, and I don't know what people are trying to consume. And I don't, and I'm not even someone who's going to sit here and be like, I think watching sports is dumb. I'd never watch sports. Like, I see why people watch sports. It's not
I
dumb.
don't really watch sports that much now, but
I don't watch that much.
I live in a place where lots of sports are consumed.
I don't understand how that works.
It's England, right? I tried to watch football when I was a teenager. Really, it was men running up and down a pitch.
Okay.
22 men running up and down a pitch. Nothing really happened most of the time.
Oh, you'd love baseball. They don't even run. They just stand there and also nothing happens.
I can't stand cricket for that reason. Like, I thought cricket just ruined a nice cup of tea.
Cricket's like a baseball that never ends, right? You just play for a month, and then at the end you're just like, well, yeah. I think they literally call a game a test. Like it's a trial of your endurance to get through it. Yeah.
See, I'm not the right class of human to know what cricket's about, so...
What do you mean, right class of human? You got 2 arms, 2 legs. You're...
No. I've got to be a rich human to watch cricket. People of my socioeconomic level do not watch cricket.
What does that mean?
Cricket's a rich person sport.
Is it?
Yeah. I wouldn't. Cricket didn't come anywhere near my sport.
Maybe I'm coming at it from a different angle. I knew many people from India who were really into cricket. And they were not into it because they were super rich or anything. They thought they really enjoyed it. Maybe I'm coming at it from like a different fan group.
India's different, yeah. For India, unfortunately, it was forced on them by their colonial rulers, and I won't mention who those colonial rulers were.
Is categorized as a war crime, forcing a people to play cricket.
To play cricket. One of our lesser war crimes, that one. But you have to have a lot of money to watch cricket. It's my school played football. That's what we played, which probably tells you what sort of level of school I went to.
Does it? Am I supposed to know these things? I don't know these things.
These are class indicators in the UK, probably. I wait Pesonator's British. He can confirm or deny. I'll let him confirm or deny. Yeah, there's definitely.
Most UK schools play football, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I always kind of assumed that posh schools didn't. Yeah, thanks, Pesonator. I always assumed posh schools wouldn't play football. They play like
what, polo?
Yeah, like lacrosse and stuff. No, well, maybe
lacrosse?
Yeah. Actually, they maybe.
That's one of our games. Yeah. That's one of the games we stole from the people who lived here.
No, lacrosse is ours. No.
No,
they're 2 different lacrosses.
Hold on. Let me
learn about lacrosse because maybe I always thought it was a British game.
Lacrosse was started by the Native American Indians and was originally known as stickball. Yeah, it's one of the games that the Algonquins played lacrosse. I remember this. Yeah. Yeah, it was a Native American game, and then we were like, "Oh, sweet game, bro," and then we took it.
I did not know that. I did play some lacrosse, but rounders. We used to play rounders, not baseball. Yeah. Rounders is harder than baseball and got to run more. Baseball's a girls' game.
Apparently, their lacrosse games were friggin' huge, though. Like they would.
I played hockey as well.
Oh, hockey. Yeah, it's crazy. It was like a big deal. It was a sport, and it would be like 2 villages. So it was like a 500-yard to several mile play field, and they were between 100 and 100,000 players.
How did I not know this about lacrosse? Someone should have told me this. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, it was named by Jean de Brébeuf, a French Jesuit missionary. He was one of the first people to see people, like, to observe this and then give it a name.
Interesting.
Interest developed in Canada, and now it's in the Summer Olympics.
Sounds Canadian though. Cornish though, it's all rugby, exactly, Pesonator. Yeah, so that's the other thing I should add is that we don't really play football west of here. Like, so at the moment I'm in Plymouth and they have a football team. But west of here, I don't really think anyone plays football. It becomes rugby, and a lot of the Celtic nations play rugby over football. Football's very, very English. Yeah, lacrosse I always thought was a girls' game, really, actually. Go Pirates.
No, not a girls' game. Not fundamentally a women's game, but it was taken up.
But in this country, it was treated as a bit of a like hockey, netball.
Stuff like that. Netball? Is that just basketball?
Yeah, it's like girls basketball.
What do you mean, girls? It's just basketball. Basketball doesn't have to be
No,
girlified. What? Do they make the ball out of ribbons? Like what?
well, like no, like the hoop is much lower. Like the ball is not as heavy.
Oh my God.
There's different rules about like how you can move with the ball and stuff like that, and how you can pass. It's the court's bigger normally as well.
That's so weird. All your sports are
Yeah, it
weird.
can't go between these. Yeah.
Only two players.
Yes, only
can
two
score.
players can score. That's right, because I was the goal scorer, and that was the best spot on the netball team. Because you got all the glory, even though a significant number of your team were technically not allowed to score.
Yeah, everyone was working for you, but they weren't allowed to
That's how I
accomplish
like
anything.
it.
So you're the one who gets to get all the credit.
I'm telling you, it's like that stupid Harry Potter game, whatever that thing's called, Wurzel Ball or some nonsense.
What,
Quidditch, that's it.
Yeah, the game where nothing matters except this one thing, and so the one person who does the one thing is the most important person, and everyone else is just like there in the background, being like, "I guess we're doing something."
It's like I really thought the Blitzball was the worst fantasy game ever created until Quidditch came.
I don't understand. Like, I feel like
Anyway,
Quidditch would have been better served by them being more abstract about what it was. You know, like by not trying to make it a real game that you could actually imagine what's happening and just being like, then they played Quidditch and Harry Potter, who was the best at everything, totally won.
you'd really hate Harry Potter if you had to go to school with him. I would definitely beat him
How
up
could I
behind the
hate
bike
him?
shed.
He's a fucking protagonist. I'd attach myself
I
firmly
would-
to him so I could not die.
Really, I was so rooting for Slytherin about halfway through the books.
But aren't they bad? You can tell Slytherin's bad because their symbol is a snake, and snakes are bad.
I like the way they've got like the sorting hats. You're doomed from the age of 11. Good, bad, mediocre.
Yeah, like what is up with that? That's such a grim. That's when you think about that a little bit, it's a very grim like impression of youth.
Yeah, it's sort of based on something that happens in the UK. Not so much nowadays, but was real part of the education system, and I took it. So at the age of 11 or 10 or 11,
Okay.
you had to take this test called the 11 plus, and that determined whether you could go to the good school or the other school. And they would never say it was the not so good school, but that was the heavy implication here. So at the age of 11, you were deemed as to be already on the path of success, or to start your path of failure, you know? And they separated like which is insane. Now I think about it, like I sat there as a good little 10-year-old taking my test, not really thinking, because of course you don't think. But I watched the sorting hat and I'm like, fuck me, there is something wrong with my people.
Yeah, that's just,
we decide at that age.
it's just really weird. Yeah, then they're just like, you are good and you suck, and like,
Yeah.
that's a little sad.
It's very British, though.
sad.
It's a little terrifying. I wouldn't like to tell you that that's completely made up. I think that's fairly close to reality. But yes. Anyway, to finish off my little spiel, I think that as a community, we should start thinking about what we want our competition to look like and how we want to engage with it, and rather than just like grabbing opportunity, deciding how we are going to get other people to come in. You know, we don't have to bow down to the great finances all the time. We can, state our terms of engagement.
Oh, I thought we couldn't.
Well, I mean, JP Morgan are involved in the Super League, so I don't think we're ever going to be in a situation where we're going to have big money like that.
Oh.
JP Morgan? That would be hilarious. It'd be very difficult to turn JP Morgan down, but I think
I don't know. It's.
I think we need to build a consensus. EMA has done a very good job of building consensus, and it'd be nice if other regions, including America, would create that kind of consensus as to what a competition should look like. Let's enjoy vicariously how football imploded for 2 days. Oh, and it's all cancelled, by the way. That was the most hilarious part. Within about 24
it's about
hours,
as good as the Freedom
they were
Caucus, right?
I know, they were all like apologizing, but they're still going to get. I suspect they're still going to get banned from this season because they suck.
Really?
Yeah, you have to be punished for that. They can't be allowed to not be allowed to.
Not seed ground.
The rich hands. Yeah, I think exactly. But yeah, hopefully, it just got me thinking a lot about, how the Mahjong community is going. Are we really doing, successful in building pyramids? Fair competition. Are we consuming the right content? Is someone going to turn around? Some big banker is going to come and ask to buy WRC from me for £1 million. Am I going to do it?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I'd say do it.
No, I'm not doing it. £1 million, not even close, man. I mean, I've always got a price. Everyone's got a price, but no.
Yeah, what if it was 10? What if it was 10 million?
No, it has to be more than that.
What if it was 100 million?
Can I still be in charge?
Oh no, they're gonna turn it into just hot garbage.
Just waifu gacha crap constantly, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's what they're doing.
More think about sort of franchising. It produces better content, but at the same time, I feel there needs to be some way to prove your way into it. Yeah. Playing in real life, terrifying. You shouldn't, like, honestly, like, playing in real life, you become less concerned about your performance. I think, like,
Playing?
people who get involved tend to be more. You look at things like, okay, so for WRC at least. Like, the people who are making it into the top 32, you can see they start, they're in the game, they're in, but it becomes fairly clear soon enough whether you can make it into the top. And everyone else just starts networking and enjoying themselves. Like, I've often said, you know what, I'd much rather be just the middle. The middle, you can enjoy yourself. You're not doing badly. You're not doing so great. You really have to give a shit, but you can have a really nice time.
Yeah, that's true. Like, after midway through the tournament, like, you kind of know what's going to happen. You might be in contention. There's going to be some people who are in contention, and some people are just going to not be in contention, and like no one's being a jerk about it really, but that is just kind of the case. And so yeah, like I don't know. I think I don't know. I maybe because I started out playing in person, I'm very used to it.
I mean, but then that's kind of why I like the WRC format in that we're not forcing people to play for 3 days when it's obvious they're not going to make the top, right?
Yeah, that's the value of cups. It's true. There's a good time to just be like, okay. That's it.
Yeah, you're not going to win, so let's find something else fun for you guys to do.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of, I don't know. People get really nervous at playing in person because I feel like they're worried someone's gonna make fun of them or be mean to them, or like, they're gonna be like, oh my god, what are you even doing here, or something like that. And people aren't that mean. They're really not. Like, people are generally pretty chill.
No, and if someone is being mean, I can guarantee you'd be like, oh, I played with this person. I'm like, oh yeah, that person's a dick.
If they are really mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a short list of people everyone knows, and a full-time good pro should be able to make it in there. If they these 4 players, yeah. I know I'm trash enough to be in negatives. Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. Like, I do think sometimes you go to an event and so many people, like I've seen, like one of them, like it was the first or second game of WRC 2017, and he actually got trashed. Like, honestly, some of the most, I think he was down like 70,000 points after the first game, but he was still smiling and he was just so happy because, not being funny, if you really love this game, you kind of would hope that you wouldn't be easily defeat. Like, you wouldn't be easily, you wouldn't easily defeat a professional. I think it was just, I don't know, it's lovely to see, and like I think everyone should just play real life games because it's really fun. You get to drink.
I mean, it was a lot of like the experience, It was like just being there and being in a place where you were able to engage with these people. And frankly, I mean, all the professionals are again, it's one of those things where I met a lot of people who had thought that professional players were going to be terrifying, terrifying creatures who are just ready to, and again, people have a lot of cultural assumptions about Japanese people, that they're going to be very strict and harsh and like mad at you for not and inscrutable, and instead you got a whole bunch of people there who are just having a good time,
human,
playing mahjong, enjoying being, honestly, most of the professional players I've met have like just enjoyed being in this environment where they're surrounded by people who are having a great time talking about mahjong and playing mahjong, and who they have a, it's so much easier to meet people across a culture when you have a common interest and something you can talk about. Can I make you? Oh, I could, sure. Call in a few favors.
That's how it works, right?
But Yeah, like all these pro players are very positive and very interested in engaging with people, and you
Yeah.
have common ground with them. And I think a lot of people were very pleasantly surprised by how nice it was. And frankly, all these pro players also, they win sometimes, they lose sometimes.
Oh,
They're not there to
they've
like,
lost. They've lost more than you've lost. That's for sure.
statistically speaking,
They've
everyone
played the
has.
game so long.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, they're not there to be like, wow, you sure are dumb, like they're there to hang out and to be happy that so many people are so excited. And so I think in-person tournaments I've always found have been positive. WRC explicitly so, but
So
in general, I've really never been at an
we've
in-person tournament where people were being unkind to each other, and I'm very happy to be able to say that.
so you've segued perfectly into the other news of the week,
Uh,
other news of yesterday or today, depending on your time zone, that we've had to cancel WRC
wait,
again.
what?
You were there. I sent you an email. My God.
Wait, I thought it
WRC
was another
2021 has
thing.
been postponed to
Yeah, postponed.
2022.
Postponed.
Oh,
See, the
right, okay. Well,
postponed
it's cancelled for this year.
is a
It's
very different
postponed to
word from
next year.
canceled.
Sorry,
That's why I was
sorry.
a little
I
shocked. I
got
was
you
like,
excited.
what? Because I was very aware that we've had to
Uh,
postpone, so the
we
event will happen in the
postponed. Sorry,
future,
sorry,
but it will be
sorry. Yes, yes,
happening. Um,
yes.
all of my dreams of getting you all a party in a palace have been dashed, but might be doable in the
It might
future.
be it might be even more
Palace is
easy
gonna be
now
cheap.
because we'd be able to get a better the real palace we wanted that we had to say no to. Maybe that's now within our sights
It
again.
might well be. It might well be. I think like I earnestly believe that we might be able to find our party palace at last. Um,
Yeah.
well, the thing is, we did just start rolling out vaccines, and my earnest belief is that what we will get out of this is by next year things will be good. Like, it's just going to take time. It's just going to take
It's
time.
that's the thing. I'm not. There were various. You know, we announced it as soon as we realized it was going to happen, which is kind of why it's come a little suddenly for some people.
Mm.
Because when it became apparent, I was like, we just have to announce because I was speaking to Lena, and I was having all this uncertainty doesn't help people, and the best way to reduce the negative impact and the inconvenience on players is to get the information to them as quickly as possible.
Mm.
It's unfortunate we don't have new dates. So I mean, the problem was that one region would be doing really well, and then another region would start collapsing on us. We had a lot of cancellations, which was difficult. But yeah, I mean, I know that America's doing well, but third wave then hit Europe. So yeah, it's a difficult one. I wish I had answers. People are like, oh, but we'll all be vaccinated. We won't all be
We don't
vaccinated.
know that. Yeah, it is
Call me
very
a
tricky.
massive cynic. Like,
It's very tricky.
it only takes one disaster at a vaccine factory. Are they a factory? A vaccine factory.
The old vaccine
for
factory.
Everyone's
Yeah.
vaccine factory for all of our rollouts to suddenly come to a grinding halt.
It's just tricky and like.
And places like India, should I be getting a vaccine here when what's going on in India is happening? I don't think so. I think they should give them my vaccine for now because I don't need it. I'm going to be okay.
I mean, I hate saying this. India's just I don't know what they're going to do at this point.
But then this has been my fucking problem with all of our vaccine rollouts for a long, long time. Like, I just don't deserve a vaccine.
That's dumb.
Hi, Aaron.
That's dumb. Don't say that. Hi, Aaron.
Well, I do deserve a vaccine, but I don't.
It's fine.
I shouldn't be at the front of a queue.
You can't fix that. There's nothing you as an individual can do about it.
No, I
The
know
best
I can't,
thing,
but
it is still true, and I'm going to say this very clearly, the best thing anyone can do right now is get a vaccine.
Oh no,
Just
of course,
get
of
it.
course.
Just do it.
When I get my call up, I'm going to get my vaccine because I know that if I don't get it, it's not like they're sending it to India or some other place.
It is true
so I'll
that,
just get my vaccine.
there are plenty of questions in the world about how we distributed this and what we did with it, but at the end of the day, the best thing any one of us can do as an individual right now is get your vaccine. I heard the second shot's really hard. I heard the second shot's really freaking hard.
But that's the Moderna one because the AstraZeneca one, the first shot is really hurting people. The second one apparently is a breeze.
Interesting. I'm Pfizer, and Pfizer also seems to be saying the second shot is the rough one. I have my vaccine card here, but
so I haven't had my vaccine yet because because we're calling us up in cohorts, right? They've done all the vulnerable people or the over 70s. I think now it's 45 and over. So maybe I'll be in the next cohort or the cohort afterwards. I'm quite happy with the way they've done it here. Like,
And
in
I
that
mean,
respect.
just to be super clear with everyone about why I'm saying this, there's two important reasons. One is obviously if you are vaccinated, you cannot spread this virus to other people. But the other thing that's actually
Do we
kind
know
of
that for
important.
sure? Do we know that for sure now? Sorry, I'm
So
excited.
here's the deal, as far as I can tell. There was at first some concern that vaccinated people would just get the virus but have no symptoms and still be like blowing up
Right.
virus. And I think
Yeah.
that's been kind of pulled back. But
Okay.
regardless, I think if you think about it in a holistic way, dude, this is the mahjong thing, right? Think about it in a holistic way. Um, if I, as a human object, contract the virus without a vaccine, a bunch of things will happen. One of which is the main thing is the virus will replicate a whole lot in my body. There will be many viruses. I'll go from one to a whole lot of
Yes,
viruses. With all the
you won't have an
replication,
immune system.
I will potentially get sick, and we know that I might get gravely ill and I might not, but I will get sick, and I will also run the risk of spreading the virus to others. But there's a third important risk that people don't remember, which is I will up the chance of the virus mutating by making it reproduce more. So even if taking the vaccine just lowers the amount the virus replicates in me, right? I don't get sick anymore. I still have the virus. It's in my body a little bit. So, but all of those three things are improved. If I don't get sick,
Maybe
that's
it
good
makes
for
you
me.
less infectious. Yeah.
Even if I still carry the virus a bit, but it reproduces less, that's less of a chance of infecting other people. And less of a chance of it mutating. There's no thing, and I'm sorry that I'm so pleading with this because I'm hoping everyone watching is already like Dave, like we friggin' know, like we're all doing it. It's fine. But I've heard so many people saying so many things about this that are not true. It's like it will only possibly help you. There is no bad thing that will happen from this vaccine so far that we know, and there's been a lot of tests done. There's been a lot of trials done. Yeah,
We're just
like
testing it all on America first because they're the
exactly.
loudest one here.
Iron says if you're 2 weeks after dose 2, you can't transmit it because the virus dies. That's what. Yeah, that seems to be what we're seeing now. Like there was, and I think it's also important to be aware that these medical companies, when they make announcements, read their language carefully because they're speaking very carefully because they don't want to say things that aren't true. And people take that and sometimes run with it a little too far. For example, the Pfizer guy saying that they were going to act as if they were going to produce as if we needed the booster shot in 12 months. They're not saying we do yet.
Yeah.
They're not sure. They don't know, and there's question mark. But just listen carefully to the information because a lot of it's being said very specifically and carefully to make sure that they're saying what they do know and what they don't know. And a lot of time, and especially in the medical field, companies are going to be very careful to say what they don't know because they don't want to say something that's overtly not true, which is good, but it sometimes makes things sound a little scary or confusing. All right, that's my vaccine rant. I'm sorry. In the U.S., we're running into the problem where too many people are like, I don't want the vaccine. And I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah, actually, we've had an excellent take-up here. I'm so proud, and I'm really proud to be British, but I am very proud of my people. 95% of people who've been called up have taken the vaccine.
I've had this conversation with people.
95%, Brits. 95%, and we don't know what the other 5% have turned it down for. Maybe they're already dying at home or something, or they've got some other issue that means they shouldn't take the vaccine, like they've got allergies or something I don't know about. 95%, that's insanely good. I'm so happy. But yeah, I mean, Israel's looking good, right? And Israel are the most vaccinated country, I think. So thanks, Israel.
Israel's doing it. And again, here in America, I feel really bad because it's like
Exactly.
there's been so much politicization, and there is this swath of crazy people who are virulently against it, and then I think there's this other swath of people who just hear that there's so much back and forth and are like, man, I don't know, now I'm worried. And I don't blame those middle people.
So who hasn't been vaccinated, though?
Who?
Japan. Japan have not been vaccinated. Now, that became a real problem for WRC because they haven't even started their vaccination program.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh my God. And that was one. So there were several key factors that kind of pushed into push. But we had cancellations from lots of countries from a wide range of areas. If you're watching and your country was one of those that felt they needed to cancel, please. I'm not saying that you did anything wrong. You didn't take down WRC. You did exactly what you should do. Obviously, Mahjong is only Mahjong. You should do the thing that's right for your health and safety. So we had that going on. We had other problems where we weren't sure we should get visas for people who needed them. because
Hmm.
we weren't sure we could get them to the cities where they'd need to get their visas issued. We weren't sure whether Austria would be able to issue visas because, of course, you can't travel to Austria at the moment still. They're on lockdown at the moment because of this third wave. Um, and then the other issue was, vaccination programs, especially Japan's, just haven't moved. Europe's been pretty slow. I know they're speeding up now. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad, exactly. I am so glad that I'm not organizing the Olympics.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So at the moment, you can't enter Japan still. I think I saw the stats of how many people entered Japan last month. It was 21,000 people, which is basically no one. Um, so they are locking down. Well, they can't lock down like we can. So and America is similar. America doesn't really lock down, does it? I've started streaming, by the way, Dave. If you want to
Oh yeah, let me jump over. We
start
can do some
doing
actual
the
mahjong.
wonders. Yeah, so we can do some mushroom music. See,
Sorry,
I'm segueing it
we have
nicely.
so many
So I'll finish
topics
off.
to cover. We're
Yeah,
such a current events.
I know.
All right, let me get you set.
Yeah, but yeah, so they're on a state of emergency. You know what? These things are fairly toothless, though. And I felt like Americans' lockdown was fairly toothless as well. Like here, like serious shit. You get fined if you're out and doing stuff you shouldn't be doing.
Who gets fined?
But yeah, so if you're being naughty, oh my god, like the COVID police were walking around. I was sat down. I was having a bad day. This was when we were cancelling the last WRC. I was sat on a bench and I was just like, oh god, why is anything happening? And the police walked past and I was just sat there like, anyway. And then they, like 15 minutes later, they came back and they're like, you shouldn't be sat on this bench for so long. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And they're like, yeah, you're not allowed to sit. This is a pandemic. You're allowed to exercise outside, but then you must go home. And I swore at them, stormed off.
I don't blame you.
Luckily,
It's a little.
I live in a country where my police are not armed, so there's very little they could do for me.
Oh, I'm not even gonna get involved in that problem.
But yeah, no. But anyway, yeah. I guess technically they could have fined me, but you know, probably swearing at them was not assisting my. But that's fairly reasonable, to be honest. They just tend to tell you like you should be doing this. You should.
How do I have
Anyway,
you not cropped properly? Sorry, I'm fixing my.
yeah, just keep the can of worms closed. But anyway, so anyway, Japan, yeah, they're going into their state of emergency for 3 weeks because they're trying to push down the levels again. But I mean, I think one of the alarm bells that started going off in my head about WRC was when the Olympics said that they weren't going to allow any spectators. I was like, oh, they're keeping this closed. They're going to do a closed doors Olympics. That means they're not intending to, ease their restrictions. Japan might not be vaccinated until next year at this rate.
Hmm.
So anyway, I will say that the
Right,
hotel have been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So if you are coming, please do consider booking at the hotel.
I forgot
They've
about
really-
about it.
They've really been better than they needed to be for us. So. Yeah. God. And they had like roadblocks here and stuff as well. It was crazy. Like, I'm definitely going to look back on 2020 and just wonder what the hell.
Yeah, it's.
I think
a lot
back
of
this
botches
time
stuff.
last year, and I was like looking, I was like watching the news, looking at the rates, just terrified, genuinely terrified. Now I get to see Boris making a stupid fuck up of himself. Oh, that was, maybe this won't be funny to you people, but it was funny to
I
me.
kind of like laughing at Boris.
So there's been a lot of sleaze allegations, and one of his top staff members came out and said that he was a vacuum of integrity. And that was funny because he'd been caught giving tax backhanders to Dyson. I really appreciated that pun. That was it. Yeah.
Oh no, gotta make it to level.
So,
Bosnian stuff is pretty fun. I like the Bosnian stuff.
yes.
Have you been doing, Gemma? What have you been up to in Final Fantasy? Tell me your Final Fantasy. You're a thaumaturge now.
Oh no, this is my Mahjong only character. Vex is
Oh.
still alive on Gilgamesh. I've been doing those stupid firmament fets.
Oh, they're really dumb.
You say fets, right, rather than fates.
Fets. It's a fete. That's why it's
Yeah.
a party. It's French.
It's a fate because it's got a little E. It's got a little hat on the E, so it's a fate.
It's a fete.
It's a fate. Anyway, So I've been doing those, and really, like, they're the worst.
They're really boring. But I already got everything I need. You know what's really funny? You sent me that antelope horn, and then I did
Yeah.
one
I
before
thought you
getting
said
the
horn
mail.
then, and rather the horn.
No, antelope horn. The horn for the antelope mount. It's not
Yes, yes, I
pornographic.
did.
But I did one right before getting that mail, and I got the horn out of the things. So I already
I
got all
got
the
two
best
more
loot
if you need.
out of everything. Well, it's good. You know, honestly, that's good to hear. It's good to hear the loot tables aren't so punishing, and they're just like actually giving these things to people. That actually makes me kind of happy. I might want to do it for
Yeah.
the Skybuilder script so that I can get some of the other cool things.
I've been getting the dies, the bronze metallic dies, quite nice for
Ooh.
5 fate tokens.
Ooh.
I really like the jeans from the Peacemaker's coffer.
Oh yeah, I got that. Peacemaker's
Bex
coffee.
looks amazing in his jeans. Like he's got this cool black jacket. He looks like he's straight out of the 80s. I
Look how
love it.
happy you are. Look at Final Fantasy making you happy for once.
Yeah, it's just the glamour though, isn't
I
it?
was talking
And
to
then
someone the other day, and they said you were wrong because I was like, "Oh, it's Heaven's Word," and they was like, "Gemma hates Heaven's Word," and they're like, "Well, Gemma's wrong."
I do hate
Everyone
them.
liked
Oh
Heaven's
my
Word
god.
except Gemma.
Just it's do you know what? It's just this constant snow, and I don't know, the Catholic elves fighting the dragons. Just
Oh, I like it.
mind you,
Wow,
Stormblood.
rude.
What was that?
Heaven's Word was
Thanks,
pretty
thanks,
good.
Aiden.
Heaven's Word was pretty
See,
good.
Stormblood started good, but I admit it got bad quite
It
rapidly.
was too scattered. Stormblood had too many different
Yeah,
things it was doing, and like
yeah.
it wasn't bad. Stormblood. I didn't think Stormblood was bad. I just thought there were too many different things.
I think I really came so when Heaven's Ward was over. I was actually quite happy with the way it ended. I was like, okay, they've tidied it all up, you know, and now I'm not going to have to live in the snowy lands. It was just too much snowy
There
lands.
was a lot of snow. It was a
Um,
pretty gloomy land to be in.
right, exactly. And there wasn't really much variety in the areas. And then I got to, and then I
AR was
got
incredibly
to,
slow. AR was like, oh god.
yeah. And then I got to Stormblood, and I really liked Kugane. I was like, wow, they really upped their like, we are in the queue, by the way, guys. But
Yep.
yeah, like so they've really upped their city designs. I thought the
Yes.
areas were
Yes.
fun and interesting. I thought the monsters were really interesting designs, and I was
Yes.
really in for it. And then that stupid bad guy. Ah,
Xenos sucks so much. I hate Xenos. I don't know why anyone likes Xenos because I don't. It did make me
no.
want to kill him, so that was good. I was like, I would love to eliminate Xenos and have Xenos not be here anymore. That I'm hyped for that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know,
Sorry,
man.
yeah.
I feel like yeah, Realm Reborn. I don't think I've heard Sussex described like that before. Like Realm Reborn was
Yeah.
just painfully tropey and bad. I liked Heaven. I'm sorry, I liked Heaven's Word, but I can't disagree with the criticism that Heaven's Word was a little samey looking. It was all snowy and icy and dark, and like it wasn't until
And
really the end that you went to different looking places.
and to be honest, any content where Minfilia is not present is just a bonus for me.
Stormblood felt to me like a big setup, more like
I
Stormblood
hate
started
it.
strong, and then it got so unfocused. It was trying to handle like a few different setup storylines at once, and I was kind of like,
Yeah.
eh.
And what the hell is Alamigo? Like, I spent all that time to get to, after what is a wonderfully designed city in Kugane, to Alamigo. Literally some of the worst game design I've ever seen.
What's wrong with
It's
Alamigo?
appalling. There's nothing there, and it's just a huge maze that you can never work out how to get out of.
Oh, you mean like the
Oh,
big open
Minfilia.
world Alamigo area?
No, when you actually go through the gate into the Alamigo city.
Oh yeah, I don't know who designed that place, but you can fly there, so you don't have to care anymore.
Well, I didn't collect all my ether fucking things yet. So yeah,
Oh,
and
well, that's your
Minfilia is
problem.
the worst. She's like the literal worst. And then that was the other thing that really made me sad was that then that girl, what's her name again? The Alamigo lady. And then
Oh,
she was wearing
Leaf.
regular clothes. And then she was like, let me get into my battle gear. Her battle gear being this skimpy little red dress. I'm like, what
It
is
makes her better
that?
at punching. I don't think you understand. It's very important. Jeez.
It was ridiculous. And I'm like, oh, good. Here comes Minfilia, the sequel. At least she was in a deserty land. So wearing less made more sense. It was when Minfilia was standing in like the snowy lands of Heaven's Ward, going like, oh, it's a
Yeah,
bit chilly here. I'm like, get a coat, woman.
that was dumb. The other thing that made me a little annoyed by that was it was actually a great opportunity, and they took the opportunity for some characters, right, to do outfit
Yeah.
upgrades. You know, like everyone loves a good outfit upgrade for their characters. And a bunch of people got them, but then like Minfilia was just like, hello, and I'm like, what? Why didn't you get a snow outfit like everyone else did?
Anyway,
Um,
I'm looking forward to Thancred being a bigger part of my life,
oh,
hopefully, in
Thancred's gonna
story
be a
going
much bigger part
forward.
of your life. It's gonna be
That's
great
good because
in
I
Shadowbringers.
really like, I love and resent his angsty ass at the same time. Like every time he talks about Minfilia, I'm like, good, she's still dead.
Wow. I don't know. I wouldn't say the story content was created to be a time sink. I would say if you did original ARR, you slogged through a time sink. Um,
Yeah, but they've
I
shortened it now, actually.
they've gotten
Like from when
better.
we did it, yeah.
They've gotten better at making the story feel less like, oh my god, all that ARR crap where it's like, now you got to get some wine. Go to Wineport. Oh, here's a guy who's going to talk to you about wine. And I'm like, why? Well, Minfilia's not
But
dead. She's not dead,
oh,
but she's just off in the cosmic realm or some shit, being
if
herself to
she
herself.
comes back, I am canceling my subscription for at least a week.
I think if she comes back, it's going to be in a strictly symbolic way where she just shows up and is
She,
like, "I'm so
I'm
proud of
sorry,
you
Terrell. I'm
all," or
sorry, Terrell,
something.
but it is very old story.
You skipped. You can't say Heavensward sucks if you skipped Heavensward. What the heck? Don't spoil anything, Mahjong Vodka. I don't want Gemma to not play
I'm not.
Shadowbringers.
I'm not. I no. I've played.
Okay, you played
You
it.
can. You can.
Okay.
You can. I
Okay.
haven't. I no. I haven't
Okay.
got Shadowbringers yet. I'm in the Stormblood to Shadow. You can spoil me. Don't worry. Like
Oh, okay. So you came
I.
back with like a new character and just jumped. Okay, that's legit. Opinions legitimized. Again,
But
I
I
didn't think
honestly like.
Stormblood
I'm
was a
not.
drag. I
It's
had
the
fun
storm.
going through Stormblood. It was just that I didn't like
I
Xenos,
have to
but
move this a bit.
overall, Stormblood wasn't leaving me saying like, ugh, I can't believe we're playing Stormblood. Oh, it's my turn. What do we got? All right.
I really like Emanation. Like Emanation has been my favoriteest trial ever.
Which was Emanation?
That's the big lady primal.
That's like all of them.
And I realized I was talking about a square game when that really did
Is
not
it
narrow it down.
Tsukuyomi?
She's
No, you can't be up to
she's the
Tsukuyomi.
one where her skirt is like held up like this, and then she casts like some sort of love thing on you, and it's got Lakshmi. That's her name.
Oh, Lakshmi. She was cool. I will tell
Yeah,
you, the
I
primal,
really enjoyed
the
that.
trial designs only get better. Like as they keep going, they get better and better and better at making them really cool and visually exciting and like,
Yeah.
yeah, they get
And
really good at their
the
gameplay.
music was amazing as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Well, some of them I feel like they did like a classic square kind of over
Oh dear,
design.
reach already.
It's okay. I'm gonna
At least you
not
have a
go
safe,
into this.
safe hots. Oh my god, this is such a flush though. But you have that stupid red 5.
I know.
This is all Gemma. This is all Gemma. Ugh, what to do?
Oh, the swimming is stupid. I really hate the swimming. They did
Yeah,
that in World of Warcraft as well, and the swimming was dumb in that too.
I don't know why games constantly. I'm just critiquing Gemma. We used to have Gemma critique me, so now I critique Gemma. I'm just
Uh,
constantly saddened by the fact there was this whole era where games were like, we must include a water level, or like we must include underwater content, and like the underwater, it wasn't bad because it was just as good as flying. Like it was fine, but it wasn't like exciting. What do we think? Are we bailing? Well, we can throw the. Oh my god! Oh, 5K. Sorry.
it's safe. It's safe. It's safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So the one is safe as well, and that will still be keeping me live.
Yeah. Getting close to the edge though.
It's
Thalassophobia.
this one man I'm kind of
Oh no.
concerned about. There's nothing really here indicating that it's safe. The south. If the north is Etal, it's not likely it's going to be an expensive hand I'm throwing into.
Probably not. Wow.
It's a good weight. It's a good weight, but yeah, it wasn't
It's
expensive
Reach
enough for me
Nomi
to.
though, so that's worth. It's worth the push
Yeah,
on this flush.
it
It's
was
worth
worth
the
a push for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think if
yeah.
I'd have pushed with the east and they had been waiting on that, they'd be a minimum two hand, and that would have been a more
It
dubious,
would have been.
you
Yeah,
know,
that would have
mistake.
been worse.
Yeah,
Yeah. Losing 1600 on that push, I think, was not bad because your hand was at least three Han. You stopped the Sanako.
yeah.
That's true. No Sanako Sumo. Ugh. Cool, but ugh. Ooh, Chanta time.
Yeah.
789. Mm-mm. Oh no, Kyrol, sorry.
Oh, sorry, girl.
I know.
Um,
I liked. What I liked about Heavensward to some degree was the post Heavensward stuff, where they also were just like the story. You know, it doesn't just end with hooray, it's all over. You have to actually like deal with the consequences of things. I don't know. I always think they do things with their story. Ooh, 789 Sancho was just discarded, just tossed aside.
No, that's far, man. That's far. This actually is not a very good hand. I do have a Dora.
No, yeah, you have a Dora, you have Chun. I guess you
I'd
could rush with.
like to cut one of these.
Yeah, one of those has to go. You're gonna get a 789 Sancho. It's gonna come to you anyway.
But oh my god, so I was doing duty roulette yesterday. Got fucking Aurum fucking Veil. And
Oh,
I was the healer. The healer. And this
oh,
tank was doing this. Obviously, they started off without telling me what they were going to do. Obviously, why would you tell someone what you're going to do? Rather than sort of agreeing that they wanted to try and run. Oh my god! Wait a second. Let me think of my brain. No, I'm gonna. This is the right way to go. Rather than saying like their technique was just to run across the room as fast as possible to the boss room, hope that big frog's pull zone.
oh yeah. Hope those things didn't like wreck you all. Oh my god.
Yeah. Now that would have worked if they'd have told me that was going to happen, rather than just going for it. So then I'm like, oh shit! So I pop sprint and I'm desperately trying to run after them, but of course the little frog thing does this tongue thing and grabs me, and then we just wipe repeatedly over and over because no one waits at the respawn point.
You got that 1 in 3 man. I would
once.
probably be ditching at this point. That
Yeah.
also, but like, you're actually not too far out from Tempai. Although what you really need is like a 7-man. If you get a 7-man, I'd say it might be worth even. Ooh. All right.
But I have 3 Dora here. The problem is opposite is probably going for a flush on the pin suit.
That is very true.
So as soon as I see that 4 pin, I do want to yank it out. But it might be that I cut the 9 and the 8 and just try to
I
absorb
wonder if you can Tanya this to victory somehow. Nope. Nope. There go all the Dora. That's okay.
And they didn't even give me a commendation at the end of it. I got no commendations.
Oh, the healer deserves a commendation anytime Aurum Veil.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You have a lot of strong Aurum Veil feelings. I feel like, you know what it is? I feel like I usually just play Deeps, but I also learned to do Aurum Veil. No, I was playing tank in Aurum Veil. But you know what? If you're tanking Aurum Veil, you have the control to make sure it doesn't all go sideways. So I would tank Aurum Veil and not get everyone dead most of the time. And thusly, it was fine.
Yeah, as healer in Aurum Veil, there is literally nothing I can do.
You just hope.
And I kept saying to people, like, you need to pick the fruit at so many stacks.
Oh, God, yeah, just don't eat the fruit. Don't eat all the fruit. And I'm just sitting there, like, staring with my mouth open as, like, the fucking Deeps just eat every fruit.
No, this one ate no fruit.
Okay.
And then they would be like, you need to heal me through it. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Oh my god, this is actually coming out pretty good hand-wise.
I do quite like healer, but it's really difficult to pay attention to what's happening on the game and also checking everyone's health bars constantly. It's okay if the DPS move the fuck out of the circles.
See, you know what I did, which I found helped me a lot when I started playing healer, is I took the party list and I moved it like almost to the center of the screen. So now I can look ahead of myself and also see the party list very clearly. And
so for the stacks, the first one you eat at 2 or 3 stacks, and then the second one you can eat at like 5 or 6 or something. But yeah,
it shouldn't be that. I know. I actually liked playing healers. I like playing healers a lot. I find them to be really interesting, but it is a lot of responsibility. When doing like new content, I'm often like, I'm just gonna. Yeah,
so I'm playing White Mage at around not I'm at 67 at the moment, but yeah. And then the other thing I've noticed tanks like to do is okay, like let's do the triple quadruple pull, whatever you decide to do that day without asking me. But then they do it and then they turn the corner, right?
That's the worst.
I can't get you now, mate. Like, no, I just need to run faster. And I'm like, I am limited by the speed that Square Enix granted me.
Yeah, like I can't just follow you. Like, please make sure to not. Like, please, this is not a solo game for you, because you're not a healer. Oh,
Just
guys,
stop
two
there for
reaches.
just
Two reaches.
2 seconds until I'm folding. I'm folding. I'm not getting involved in this.
Yeah, it
I've not
can't.
had my dealership yet. I've not had my dealership, so I'm gonna play it through to that now. But what a saver, doesn't matter. See, everyone else is playing this game. I'm doing
5,
nothing.
8. So that's if it's reach Nomi again. Like these are some tiny hands, so you're really not that far out of the game at all. Yeah, breaking line of sight midcast is like the worst. It's just like you
But
need to.
I really love playing because I'm summoner. That's my main, and I really love playing summoner now more than I ever understood because it's just a jolly.
Oh,
I
being
just
deeps is
watch
great.
everything
You
else
just kill
happening.
everything, and like, and then if you're like not the most dumb, the healer is always like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I'm just
very
like
easy
pew
to
pew.
get credit as a deeps because it's just like, don't be an idiot, don't stand in the stuff. Like, if you can handle yourself, you're fine.
No, this is a full ranked. This is a full ranked. Oh, but yeah, when I get to the end, yeah. But at the moment, it's not. We've got a little bit more left on this game. Yeah, no, I love being DPS. You know,
It's
apart
coming
from the one
together.
time I embarrassingly walked off the stage at the very start of the game.
That is funny. You haven't
I
even
thought
done
I
all the
didn't
new
realize.
raids. Oh my god, you haven't. There's so much you haven't done.
No, I don't find the raids. The raids have been. I
Well,
don't
the only
know.
ones you've been able to do are like the Crystal Tower ones, right?
No, I've done Scaife as well. I've done
Done
that trio,
Oh,
whatever they
the
are.
Final
Void
Fantasy
Ark,
12 ones?
Weeping City of
Oh,
Nonsense, and
the Weeping City of Mach, which sounds like a gross sore that you have on your body. All of
yeah.
those are not so good. I'll be
See,
honest. Like
I understands my pain.
all
Oh,
of
really? I
those,
quite like Dun Scaife.
If I remember, Dunscythe is pretty alright. I'm calling it Dunscythe. You might be calling it
Yeah,
Dunscythe. But the
I know.
Ridorania ones, the Final Fantasy 12 ones, oh no, the Final Fantasy Tactics ones, I should say. I'm sorry. The Final Fantasy Tactics
Mm.
ones are really start getting really good, and then past that they get really really good. They start again. They start getting good at building mechanics that work well with three groups all having to work together and stuff. And I feel like they were very hesitant with their first bunch as
Yeah,
to how
like
interesting
Crystal
to make
Tower
them.
was a mess.
Crystal Tower is just boring. I mean, the only thing that makes Crystal Tower tolerable to me now is that you can just blow through it if you have top tier gear. Like you don't have to
Mm.
think about it at all, and it's fine. But like, yeah, Crystal Tower not ideal. But important for the story, so they make you do it now. Chitoy.
I know, right? I didn't have to do Crystal Tower.
Hmm.
And I did the story first, and then my friends were coming up behind me, and they're like, "What is this thing?" I'm like, "I never had to do this," and I had to do it with them. I was like, "This is dumb."
It's important for the story, though. It actually is. You.
Anything that involves Sid is not important to the story, as far as I'm concerned, and I
Wow.
ignore it.
Wow. Look what you gave up. Your Easts. You gave up
I
on them.
know,
Why
I
didn't you
know,
throw
but I
the
can't
Haku
throw
over
this
the
white
East?
dragon.
Yes, you can.
I can't. What? It's not there on the board.
Oh no.
Can't throw the white dragon. It's obviously live.
But you're gonna do that thing where you spend all game being afraid of losing, and then you lose because you never won.
I don't like being so seen.
I mean, it's your deal. Like, it's your time to shine or not. If someone wants to make, it's not like anyone has a big pile of Dora either. So if someone wants to make like Haku Nomi, all right, man. There's your Chitoy.
Yeah, I'm moving back towards Titoy now. I don't have enough drawers.
You would
Shots
have been so
fired.
close to Chitoy. You had your Chun pair. You had a Chitoy this hand.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's too late now, isn't it? It's just folding time.
Fold.
But everyone else is doing really exciting things. Look at that 6-man discard and that 4-so discard from North here. People have got some good shit going on, I'm telling you.
I don't think it's exciting for someone to just discard tiles.
I think there's some
Oh,
I
there's
think
your
there's some
last
valuable
pair.
stuff
There
going
we
here.
go.
Look,
That was
look.
Chitoy.
Okay, I don't see any one man's. So the doors are all still out there live.
No one's gonna be Tenpai.
Two doors over there. Some dragons over there. What was that, Dave?
You would have dealt in if they were ready on the whites. You would have dealt into like Hakudora 1. It would have been fine. It would have been worth keeping your deal. No one has anything. No one had it. No, and the player to your left that you thought was so exciting wasn't even ready.
He was exciting, but we're not
It
sure.
is exciting.
Probably like
I'm just
doing like
I'm just
Koshi or something.
crapping on you. unwarrantedly. But I do want to do the newer raids and stuff because the newer raids get really good. They get really interesting and cool.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm getting there.
I know. But the new
Yeah.
expansion. Oh my god, a reach already.
I wish
That
I kept
is
that west now.
not well. You have the force, so if you really just want to be straight up hard
Yeah.
safe.
The only thing I was thinking about 234 Sandshocker and discarding it really says I do not care for that. So I could go for a dragon. It's not safe, but it's unlikely at this stage.
So one so.
Yeah, let's go one so. See what we're gonna
All right, good. I didn't lead you. I'd be really sad if I led you astray with that. I'd be very, very
It's all right.
sad.
I've led you astray on a many discard, so.
That's true, but I want to be better. 2-pin, not gonna pong it.
I'm gonna figure that one. And then white dragon. I'm gonna throw out.
Yeah. Yeah, this is rough times for a fold.
Mm.
And north is Adora, which is always ugly, except north is your tile.
Riichi is strong. Yeah, I don't think they'll be waiting on one of these, but
Adora 3 road.
and to be honest, it's more likely that West and South have a pair of these things because they're not coming out at all.
Hmm. Yeesh. This is...
Now I have a pair. There you go.
Alright. So now they want to fight. Does that mean you want to fight?
I don't think so. I've still got some dancing I can do though.
You got 4 pairs.
That's the door, but it's
Wait.
okay. It's come out.
Oh. No Chitoi?
They had a nice.
Yeah, that's
They had
actually
a
a really good
nice
weight for an
weight.
early reach. Yeah.
Yeah. Good, nice rate. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have looked
What are
at
you gonna
Chitoi
do?
there. I don't know why you took your Chitoi apart when you had the 2-3 pin that you could have thrown.
Do you think? Oh, I'm not sure if I was.
I would have held the safe Dora for Chitoi potential. You're not looking at
I'm not
Chitoi very
sure.
much. I feel like you need to.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not a big fan of Chitoi, I have to be
I
honest.
love Chitoi.
But the thing is, that's the problem with
Chitoi
Chitoi.
fan.
It's always really close. It's almost always really close
Yeah,
if you've got
That's
crappy
what makes it
hand.
so great.
But it's the most difficult hand to further at the I Shanten or the two Shanten or the one Shanten point.
I guess.
And it's not very flexible either compared to a lot of other hands. What's our Dora here? Am I west? I'm not west. I'm going to keep... Oh, no. I don't know. This is the quickest way. Yeah, the traditional Dora indicator messed me up so much.
Yeah. All right. You got a good. Well, you don't have a great weight, but this is a thing.
That's a really, really shoddy weight. No, only red 5.
It's
It's
improvable.
not Pinfu.
Improvable.
It's nothing. It's nothing. No.
You can get to pin. You can get like a 4-man or a 6-pin or something.
Yeah.
4 pins you got Constitution. It's true. Ugh. Do you want to wait for the better weight?
Yeah. I'm going to wait for an upgrade on this one.
You're just gonna sumo it.
Yeah, inevitably.
I have a bad feeling about it. Ooh.
Yeah, I have a terrible feeling.
Wouldn't keeping 1S be better? Unsure.
Yeah,
You could shift your pair, I guess. Yeah.
I was thinking about shifting the pair, but it's not like the one so would allow me to shift into a Tanyao position.
Hmm.
It would give me this nice 147 weight, but I've already got 2 1s. These other ones have come out, so I'm still really only a 4-7 weight. But yeah, if I get the 2 or the 6 here, I can upgrade.
Ugh. That would have gone so well with your 5-man. Forgive the sirens. There's shenanigans going on outside.
I've heard about your mad crime rates.
I don't think we have mad crime rates anymore.
No, it's like in the olden times. It's like the way they always say like London's like really crimey, and I'm like, it was. It's really not anymore.
All right. Ugh, this hand is so frustrating. I just want to get to the point where it's nice and pinfooey.
It's at the point that we stopped sticking lead in everything. People started getting a little less crimey.
Little bit, a little less crimey.
Significantly less crimey. Which really just kind of shoots down all of these ideas that, people can just not be bad if you think that we're just giving them, oh, balls. No, I'm staying strong. I'm staying strong.
Oh, why?
Adobe Suite. Oh my God, I've got
Yeah,
that
I've been
already.
using
I
that. It's pretty good.
fucking hate it.
No, it's one of those
I
things
s-
where it's like it works in its own way, and you do have to like learn the way it works.
yeah, yeah. I just don't like Adobe products in general.
Yeah, well, they're
Like I
very
feel like
weird.
they're designed against me. Like they work out all the things I'm not good at, and they design it to take advantage
They
of me.
make me think of things like AutoCAD, where it's like someone designed them 20 or 30 years ago when there
Mm.
weren't, the conventions were a little different. But then because they're people's literal job, like they can't just be
Yeah.
like, oh, we changed how everything works, because then all their customers will be like, wow, this sucks because I can't do my job anymore. So like they're stuck in this like world of leaving it working that way forever, which kind of sucks for them. I have a bit of guilt. Not guilt, but I have a bit of sympathy is what I was thinking, not guilt. Sorry, I'm too busy looking at these tiles.
Yeah.
Four
I mean,
pairs. Five
now it's
pairs.
cheat toy time.
All right, good, good. And we got
You're happy
Chitoy
now,
Dora
aren't you?
2. Chitoy
See,
Dora
I'm not looking
3.
at Cheat Toy, but Cheat Toy is aggressively chasing me down. Like,
Yeah, it's like, hey, why have you been ignoring me, lady?
don't return my calls.
Yeah, I've been chasing you over and over all day. Why have you been ignoring me?
That's a useless one.
Yeah, you already threw it. Oh, Iron's bringing the Chitoy. It's possible.
Oh, it's your fault, is it? Okay. Cheat doesn't usually stalk me like this, so
Who was that guy? He was a JPML person who like was all about Chitoy forever.
he can't have stayed in JPML because JPML is all about Sandshoku.
Oh my god. He talk about like the,
uh,
the, the country of seven pairs or something.
I did not know this guy.
Suchida? Is it
See,
Suchida?
this will happen. Maybe. Yeah, okay.
Ugh. South 3 and my prediction has so far come true, unfortunately.
What? I've not really been folding that much.
Suchida loves Suchi Chitoy. I like Suchi. I like Chitoy. It is tough to get though. It does suck to be in that position where you're just like, oh my god.
You see, look, I got one away, and I was just draw, and there are more and more pairs growing in my discard pool.
All right, are we gonna do Itsu or what?
But yeah, I mean, we have to. But I don't think we call it, though. Or maybe we do call it for the 9-so, because the 9-so is the Dora.
Suchi might be Saikyo, and I might be misattributing
Yeah,
him.
he's not JPML. Yeah,
Okay.
Sekio.
Yeah, I misattributed him. That's on me. So I apologize.
I was about to say, I don't think anyone, any JPML is allowed to say anything but Sanshoku. Oh, Reach.
Yeah, but you're at the part of the game where you can't afford to care.
Well, I mean, this 9-man is not horrendously dangerous. Oh, the 9-pin is. Oh my god! Right, okay, we're gonna yeah, the 9-pin.
Reach on the Dora, Jesus. Well,
Yeah,
I
it
guess
could have called it.
I don't know if I would have done
So
that though. That's
no.
a bit of a push. Then again,
I
it looks
might
like
have to go
everyone's
and grab.
pushing.
Yeah, I have to go and grab a charger for my poor computer. I didn't realize he was quite so low on energy. How much you got left on your computer?
Ugh.
Okay. That actually puts me close to second.
Yeah, like you actually as the last dealer, but now you got to go. You just got to go.
Yeah, I'm going now. I'm going,
It's
going,
time to
going.
go.
I hear that your Alexa agrees in the background
Yeah,
with that
this is
my
actually a
Alexa.
pretty good start. Actually, this is pretty solid.
This is sweet. This
Yeah,
is
what
what
the
I was
heck,
waiting
man? All
for.
right, here we go. Here we go. I like this. Oh yeah.
Do you know what? I'm gonna call the 7 pin if it comes out,
Just Tanya Nomi and keep going.
and just Tanya out. And yeah,
That's fair.
although it's getting hotter.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, so I could call the 6 pin or the 7 pin now,
I like this.
or I could just reach.
Yeah, it's reach Finfu. No Tanya, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And you could take a red 5.
I don't want to wait. Yeah, I
The red
don't
5 man.
really want to wait. I want to push them all off.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll listen. But faster you go, Gyakuten.
Well, I mean, they have done the 7 pins. Now they're gonna have to make decisions. So probably folding here on the
Oh, no, there we
tower.
go. Yeah, I can see them. Okay, all right, all right. I smell them listening to the dealer
They
reach.
Yeah, they don't need to get involved, right? They're so high up. So yeah,
Well, yes
across
and
is
no,
not
because if you
really.
win, yeah, I mean South. Yeah, South can just chill because if you win, I mean if you win, you get to continue, which sucks. But
Yeah,
for them, that is, it's good for you. But South like can kind of hang out, I think.
yeah. But it is also fast, so it's unlikely that it's a big point hand.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe I shouldn't have called the reach and hoped that someone would not notice that I was tempo.
I'd say no because now, if you sumo this, it's what 3 and 20,
Yeah, I've been quite successful on Dama recently, though.
which is I think enough to get you.
But if I can push people off, that's good enough as well
It's
at this
3 and
point.
20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640. It becomes 1280. It's 1300 all, which does get you to the top, or to second, I should say.
Mm.
So like it's gonna be Ura 1, blue. Could be red 5, could be Ura 1. There's more you can do, but even a sumo on this at all will get you into second place, which is great. But you've run instead, but off the person who's the best to hit. No Ura,
Yeah,
but it's reach Pinfu for 29, which still gets you into second place. So
yeah.
I think the reach was a good play. Now, sure. Okay.
I don't know if this hand needs me. I can just play it
Yeah,
safe.
this is just you could just it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm glad that I have definitely shipped you a little bit of my luck here for today.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Cause it's fine. There we
Okay, I'm
go.
just gonna reach it.
Yeah, just reach
It's a
this
three
shit.
tile
It's a three
weight.
tile weight
Yes.
on the fourth discard. 4, 5, 7 pin. It's fine. Oh, good information on that first discard too. They must be really thrilled.
Yeah. Oh,
God. Sure. Maybe you'll get to con the one so. That'd be pretty sick.
oh, that would yeah. Everyone would
It's,
hate me then.
I'd love it. That's just
They're
hitting the
like,
pinnacle.
what has that girl been doing? She's just been pissing about the whole game, and now like fourth discard reach.
Yeah,
Riichi.
yeah. She was just messing with us. Yeah, it's just from the reach door one. It's gonna be nice. And if South deals in, I don't know. A lot of good things could end up happening. But South, I think, is very much. Oh, the red 5 pin's dead already. That sucks.
Yeah.
But South is pretty much.
They
I
they
think
threw
just
that quickly though, that red 5 pin. They were like, nope, we're not having this. I don't know what they're doing.
It looks like they're just in a very defensive posture, but that still seems a little strange to throw that quick. But, ugh, the only thing that could have improved your hand. That's okay. Oh, no, actually, it couldn't have because it would have been at the expense of Adora. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's all
So it really
good.
would improve. Yeah.
The eights
Wow,
are,
that door throw. Oh yeah, these door throws are a bit. They obviously want their second places back.
yeah. Well, they're also really close. They're 100 between each other.
Yeah, like I don't see why I'd want to rate on the 9 pin because to be able to draw the 4, 5, or 7 is much more likely than just looking for a 9-pin out there. I mean, I
Yeah.
did, but
The
that's
9
just
is trickier to other players, but the 4, 5, 7 is much better for sumo. And like you don't have much information out there, I think, that would lead the other players to think the 9 was safe. So it just has to be something they tried doing because of their. Of course, you know what you realize. What the real important thing about the 9 is you would have Ipatsumo'd it.
Yeah, but
So
I
that
mean, let's
clearly
say
that was a better
that like,
choice.
I mean, the 9-pin. Maybe if my discard to reach was going to be the 6-pin, it wasn't obviously here with this waiting shape. But if then maybe waiting on the 9 rather than a 3-tile. Now 3-tile, I think. And these players, I mean, these are good players. If you've got good players, you've got to assume that you're going to sumo it. This time not,
There you
but
go.
you have to assume
Yeah, but they
that
might have
either
pushed because they
someone's
had
going
to.
to
They're in less,
push.
so they might be in that
Yeah.
situation where it's like, oh, that Ura.
So close, yeah, no, so close. Yeah,
Oh,
they might have had to push for whatever reason. So what I'm
yeah.
doing is I'm hoping someone has to push, or I'm going to draw it myself. Yeah,
All right, this hand is not as
but I don't
magical.
know. I think like, and I will say, if you're playing more in Mahjong Soul, taking the 9-pin weight is probably the right thing.
Hmm.
That's probably the sort of shenanigans that they'll because they're a lot of them are still kind of doing the basic outside in, and you probably don't get enough draws to assume you're going to sumo.
Oh, wait, more food.
So
That shots fired at the martial player base. It is possible.
I don't think that's not. No, it's not shot. Every little area will have its own meta, and that's one thing. If that's one good thing about going to live events, is that you get to see a lot of other styles being played out, and either adopt some of those styles into yours, or learn to beat them.
Ooh, this
This
is getting places.
Yeah. So no, it's not shots fired. It's just things that I do on Tenho, I don't do on Run, and vice versa.
It's
Oh yeah, it does not
Ishanten.
apply. No, yeah, exactly. And of course, Mahjong Soul has different playrooms, so And I heard as well that the style differs depending on whether there is a special event going on. I've heard from a well-placed source. So at the moment, they're not calling it Six Run Bloody, they're calling it something else. But yeah, I've heard that because that event's going on, it's kind of changed how those rooms are playing out.
All right. It's another reach. Here we go.
Bloodshed Skirmish, that's what they're calling it. But yeah, Tokujo. Yeah, I mean, oh my god, the bottom room in Tenho,
Yeah.
like last time, I hate it. Last time I started a Tenho account, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna give Tenho the however many €5 it takes me to not have to play the bottom room, because I cannot stand it.
It's just really, it's not so good.
It's people who are starting anonymous, they're just burner accounts, right?
Yeah. So they're not necessarily. I mean, my worry, especially with when a game goes on mobile, also my worry is always that people are going to end up just like ditching game mid game, and as soon as a person leaves, the game's just like, it's not good.
I know, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to be in games where people are disconnecting, either maliciously or rage quitting or.
Come on.
But you're in 2 Dan. That's good. I mean, to get up to first Dan is really, it's good as well. Like it's not easy, especially if you're playing on a free account.
I'm so on edge about this hand. I'm sitting here being like, Sancho Pinfu.
Well, now I'm just really trying to claw up to first, aren't I? Slowly.
Yeah, I know. We've reached already because well, Gemma did it. I didn't do it. Gemma reached already. He said, "Oh no."
It's not enough, though, is it?
I don't know.
It is by 300 fucking points.
Because of the red. Because they sumoed with the red.
I'm unhappy.
I
know exactly. The Riichi stick, but then I
yeah.
wouldn't have had a Yaku if I hadn't Riichi'd.
And the
Oh my
Honba.
God.
That's true. The Honba because of all your other wins.
Mahjong's so cool.
I
Just,
see
have I
your
got enough time for
displeasure.
another one?
I'll do another
Yes.
for you. For
Right,
you.
okay. I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join, and then I grab my laptop's battery.
All right,
Well,
yeah,
not
yeah. Do
battery
that. Do that quick.
cable.
For you, I will allow it because I feel the pain that comes with this. It is rough times. Um, yeah, it's a little rough. Jeez. Whoa, what have you done?
I don't know, man. Okay, it's all right. I only smashed a few things.
Only a few. Okay, that's good.
Well, do you know what? I did that thing where I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tidy my house. If you want a tidy house,
Mm.
never tidy your house, is what I've learned.
Wait, what?
And I've got so many mahjong books. Well, I was like, I'll take out all my mahjong books and start sorting them. And because there's a lot of mahjong books I need to get rid of now. Like I don't need all these books in my life. But yeah, so I took them all out, and I had way more than I realised. I basically got a problem. Is what I learned.
It might be a problem, but only a little problem. I bet
Yeah.
it's fine.
So
Having mahjong
anyway,
books isn't so bad.
I should give my eBay out to people so that you can all decide whether you want to buy my mahjong books. I must have spent a lot of money on mahjong books. Oh, is it me already? Oh my days.
You ready, Pop?
Yeah. We are full again. Good. My hair is a mess.
Go to it, come on. Thank you for
it's
watching. Thank you for
Architect.
joining us. I'm
Thank
giving
you,
Gemma
thank
her
you.
revenge game.
Mario Kondo them away. I know, but and that's the problem, right? I start like browsing through the books thinking like, oh, is this a good one?
Does it bring you joy?
No. Mahjong doesn't bring me joy, but it's never stopped me. Yeah, do you know I read the Maria Kondo book? I don't know if anyone read it, but like really, it was insane. She's like, you shouldn't have anything in your house that brings me joy. And I'm like, do you know what? A screwdriver does not bring me joy, but I need it. And she's like, every time you find you need a tool that you've thrown away, just go and buy another one. Like, yes, well, I guess that's what you do if you come from a land of mass consumption. I
Yeah, that
mean,
seems
yeah, if I could,
a little
very
presumptuous.
wasteful.
I mean, there are some times that I think that's fine. If it's really specialized or like really rare, if I need this tool once every 10 years, maybe it's fine for me to not like hang on to it for 10 years in the thought that I might need it again someday. But I can't just live a totally disposable life where everything in my house is just like, well, I didn't read this last week, throwing it out. Well, I didn't look at this last week. See you later. Like, that seems a little much.
Yeah.
And I say that as
And
someone
like
working to
this
clean out
woman,
his house.
and this woman obviously does not love books. I mean, anyone who buys books and reads them
Mm,
loves them, right? And you're the guy who has lots of board games.
I
Like,
do, although I have less now. I've been getting rid of them.
oh, you've been getting rid of them. How's that going
Yeah.
for you?
Pretty well. I just basically my biggest challenge with getting rid of them has been being unable to find like my biggest problem is I have all these games, they're in great condition, they're very playable, and I don't know who wants them. And I don't know where to
Yeah.
put them because it's like I don't want to get rid of it is a gamer headset for Gemma. Like I don't want to get rid of I don't want to throw them away. It seems very wasteful to throw away a perfectly good board game.
No,
So,
this is
oh my
not.
god,
It's not a game headset, by the way. It's just a
Gemma,
sound
I can't believe
noise.
you.
I know. I'm folding, man. I'm
Your
folding.
678 Sanchoku, it was there. It was
I know. I'm
there.
folding.
The first hand of the game. And.
I'm really hurting you today, aren't I?
You had
Maybe
it.
maybe.
The
Oh,
3-pin is
God,
safe
I'm gonna do
too.
this now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to now, aren't
You gonna reach it?
I don't. It's really not a good hand, though.
No, it's pretty bad.
Oh, fuck it.
Alright. The 9 is
Hey,
not dead.
Tits.
There's one
How are you?
9 left. You have a chance at a con steal if the player cross.
Yeah, I do like stealing the con. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I forget. Oh my god! Why do they leave the tile in the bloody discard pool? books, keep them around, look through them once in a while, but not often enough to look through all of them all the time. Yeah, I did successfully clear out my video game collection. I
Cheat
have
toy
a
waiting only
very
on the door. You
proud
could have had your Sanshoku, Gemma. Your fear held you back. You should have known this was the game you were getting what you needed.
yeah, I haven't got myself a copy of Zero's Yakka Encyclopedia, but next time I'm ordering from Japan, I'm going to get a copy.
That's exciting.
But I haven't ordered anything from Japan for a bit because the it's the logistics have been really sporadic up until recently, so didn't really want to be asked having to chase down my package that was stuck in some Brexit shithole. Yeah, I saw that. He's done things like that before. It's kind of nice. Yeah. He was telling me about that. God, do you know what? I went on Clubhouse for all of like 30 minutes, and my entire experience of Clubhouse was with Kenji because he was the only person I knew who I wanted to talk to. Don't get Clubhouse. It's just the worst. It's really just terrible. And he was telling me about it. But yeah, do you know what? It's really frustrating because I've translated several books now, and
Clubhouse, yeah.
Publishers are just really awkward.
They are.
I understand why they're awkward, but they're awkward. No, not Clubhouse Mahjong. Clubhouse, the
Clubhouse,
stupid
the app. Yeah, the app that everyone's hype about, apparently.
Yeah.
Hi, Rillicane.
Hi, Rillicane. Yeah, no, if you're not like some weird ass hipster, you are okay and don't like Clubhouse because it's just badly designed, if anything else. I was just sitting there going like, why wouldn't I just get a podcast? It's like for people who want people to hear their voices but are too lazy to make a podcast.
Oh, that sounds like me. Hold on.
Well, get yourself a Clubhouse. Oh, you can't.
I can't because I don't have a fucking iPhone because I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. Another reason it's the worst. And I was like, also like, you know what? I've got a lot of Android friends. I don't think that they are going to.
I'm not going to change. Well, I don't buy Apple.
I don't think they're gonna buy an iPhone just so they can use Clubhouse. It's not that good. And of course, you know what? It's only going to be a few more months until Twitter or Instagram have managed to make their own version of it, and then Clubhouse will die, or they'll buy it.
Yep. No antitrust
anyway,
worries
so yes,
here.
he told me about his book plans. It was pretty good.
Let's see.
And it's really hard for me to motivate to do Mahjong projects now. Do you know what? I feel like Groundhog Day, but organizing a World Reach Championship. I have been organizing this event for 3 years. By the time we hold it,
it never ends.
3 years. It literally never ends. And it's not like organizing it gets more fun the more years you do it.
Oh, I thought it did.
Only gets worse. Yeah. You'd think, right? You'd think, how could you not have enough? Fuck. And the problem is as well, like, I was like, oh, we can recover some of the organization from the 2020 event for this one. I was like, but now we're pushing again. I'm like, none of that work is recoverable now. It's all just going to have to, we're going to have to burn it now and just start again, which is really depressing. But, what can you do?
Ugh, this is rough times.
I did not plan for a pandemic. I certainly would not have done this if I knew. Do you know what? That choose, yeah, and then I can probably have a better weight over here.
Yeah, that's actually not bad at all. Get into the 5, 6, 7 Epico.
Yeah, 4 7. Sorry, 4-man. Oh, balls. Don't want to change this up.
Oh, Rianpeco, no! It never happens.
I'm going to do it.
Oh, no.
I know. It's too far, but... I just feel like there's more value in this hand than I'm actually getting out of it for some reason. Yeah, I've lost my pair. Guess who's got to be the pair?
No, this is not.
No, sixes have gone. Balls. Okay. Balls.
Well, you're fine if you draw a 7, so. Oh, that tile. Well, nothing bad happened to you.
No.
It's just an East only game or is it a full game?
Full game. Full
Okay,
game.
okay. Alright, big three dragons, here we go.
Yeah, just like that.
You gotta have some faith.
Oh man, I got no faith.
Can at least get a half flush out of this.
So when's America gonna do another tournament?
That's a good question. I genuinely don't know.
No.
I mean, maybe I'm overly so, but I'm very cautious regarding COVID-y things. And I really don't want to
Yeah.
plan things. Like, I just really don't want to be responsible for someone getting sick. That's what I would never want.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
This is
it's not the
not
time now, but
happening.
at some point in the future, I hope it will be the time.
Oh, yeah, it will be. We'll be back doing events eventually. Eventually. Get it?
Are you allowed to have concerts and stuff yet, or are you still?
I mean, we're allowed to do whatever we fucking want, apparently. Like, we do, no one cares. Like you
Oh
say,
my days.
allowed as if there's any governmental entity that has the ability to be like, oh, you shouldn't do this, and yeah, no, I don't know, man.
Well, surely your states can do that, right?
They
You have
won't
state.
though.
They won't. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing I find really difficult with this kind of cancellation is that every sort of area is a totally different experience of the pandemic, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Europe is used to quite strict lockdowns now, so but other people, oh, that's the other thing I should mention. We are planning to do something online. I can't announce it obviously because I didn't think I'd have to do it until about 2 days ago. So I haven't planned anything.
Fair.
But we will, like we did last year, where we had a sort of not replacement, but something to tide us over. The only thing is, like, I think it's a different environment. It's a different environment this time because last time we were still in not full lockdown, but people were still kind of staying at home, which meant you had more of their undivided attention. I'm not sure if the format of the event that we did last time, which was quite time intensive, would work again because people have other plans in their lives now.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky to know.
That's one thing I find really difficult about coming out of lockdown, actually, is that I didn't realize that I had to schedule so many things into my existence. Like the last 3 months, I've just done, I've had to do one thing a day, maybe some laundry, maybe some dishes, but now I have a diary again.
Sanchoku no Mi.
Risky.
I want to see some oomph on these hands, Jam. I feel like there's so much non-oomph going on.
Hey, I gave you some good oomph at the end of the last game.
That was more oomph than oomph.
No, it was oomph and then oomph. This is good.
It could be. It could be.
I'm driving very directly at the moment. I'm not really thinking about it. It's probably not the right way to play. What am I looking for here? These are not helping me. Little work performance. I see
Yeah,
when we feel all bent out of shape. So, it's been a very loop on pretty. Stuff. Yeah, I mean the problem is though, if that's their employment, if that's their income,
yeah,
they're reaching desperation stage, right? Like they need to get an income to survive themselves, and it's not that they, it's like anyone who's living in poverty. Another, that basic human instinct to survive.
It makes me think of why
all
do
of
we
the other stuff.
live this way. It seems really stupid that we do.
I mean, really, I'm really sorry for you. I'm really like your that's awful. I'm so sorry. And good for you for like holding the line. You're right. It is really irresponsible, but yeah. I
It's
mean,
very
I was
difficult.
saying this about yeah. I was saying this about the testing, right? They want everyone to test twice a week here, right? You get the test sent to your home. But anyone who is like working in, the not so stable industries, they're on 0-hour contracts. I don't know, they only get paid for their shifts. They're not going to take those tests because they can't take 2 weeks off work.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the biggest problems is how this has affected people economically and how hard it is.
Mm.
And then the other part of the problem is exactly what you say. Like it is human nature, and it's also human nature because not human nature. It's also natural because it's so many people are going to get sick and not really suffer too much for it. Statistically speaking, that
Mm.
doesn't make it okay. But like it's
Mm.
very easy to say, well, I went out the other day and I didn't get sick. I did this and I didn't get sick. I did that and I didn't get sick. So when's the part where I get sick? It seems like it might not happen, and to kind of convince yourself into it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're upset, if you need to do something, yeah, if you need your income, like all these reasons are reasons people can end up like, yeah, I got sick, but it wasn't that bad, like all these things that can give you the justification or the self justification, which is unfortunate because it's not good. But I understand why people are that way, and I understand also why people can't. How long can you live like this? They can't spend years of just I didn't do anything, I stayed at home all day, and like it's tough.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
tough.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like,
Ooh, a con.
I mean, you only had stimulus checks, right? Well, at
Yeah,
least here, we did have a furlough scheme, but that's running out now. That's
yeah.
so, and furlough wasn't great for a lot of people, even that. So
Oh, this is doing pretty good, this
mm.
hand. This Instacon was interesting.
Yeah, that sort of excited things. I'm going to call the east if it comes out
Yeah.
immediately.
Nowhere. I didn't know nowhere did this have in their living room. That's interesting. A lot of people are trying to figure out ways to do sets and things like that from home.
Yeah, and I do worry though that there's almost a fatigue for doing things online. Like I think, oh, look at me.
Ooh, do it.
Um, I think like it's. I find Zoom a much more kind of aggressive way to communicate with people. For
Yes.
example, like they're sat right in front of you. Like no one talks to another human like that. You're always kind of looking away. You're not always looking directly at their face, right? But Zoom sets it up like that, so you're always right at them.
Yeah, and I hate it, and I don't know what it could do better. Like, there's limitations to these technologies. They do what they can do. I don't think it's designed to be harmful, but I really hate Zoom. I really can't.
I don't know if I should try and shuffle this over, keep this Dora, maybe. Yeah. Um, don't want to. Yeah, I don't either. But
Well, it's hard when it's a one-on-one
yeah.
meeting, is the thing. Like, how many times have I been in like one-on-one Zoom meetings, and it's just like, yeah, I can't like not look at you. It's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, but I don't think people are prepared to pay what they pay for an actual real life experience, right? So if you're doing your work on Zoom, people aren't going to pay you the same as if they could come to your theater or whatever.
Jesus. I'm invested in this hand right now. It's 3-pin
Jesus
weight.
Christ, you are now.
Oh my god. Holy crap, this is beautiful. It's 1-4. Oh. Is it worth the
I mean, I may as
shift?
well. Yeah, it doesn't. No, it doesn't add any value, but I may
No.
as well do it because the nine's going to be safer-ish. I mean, this two does not help me.
I'm just
I
staring at
bet.
it. But like, how do you... The
Yeah,
two
I don't
wouldn't
think
help
you get
either,
more
no.
customers. No, I think it's difficult to build your customer base. I mean, yeah, I don't think you get more customers
No, I
if we're
don't think you
doing it
do.
all online.
There's a difference in overall reach, but I don't think it really...
And it's even for mahjong, there's so much more I could do if I could charge for it. But I think it's difficult to charge for it. People aren't prepared to pay for it. And what I don't want to do is do something and then it fail because that has repercussions for the future for other people who want to do these things. So I want to make sure that anything I do is firm. I know what's going to happen. I have a reasonable expectation of success.
Oh my god. Yes.
That's true.
Sorry, as I said, I'm
Yeah,
very
that was a nice
invested.
hand, man. It's a
Seven,
dealer manga.
six, it's
Haneman,
six.
sorry.
Dealer
Yeah.
Haneman.
Yeah.
Off the player in the lead too. Oh,
Was this the oomph you wanted, Dave? Is this the
that's
oomph
the
you wanted
kind
me
of
to give
oomph I
you? That's
wanted.
the oomph.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. I'm so sorry.
that's the
Didn't
oomph we've been
realize.
waiting for this whole time.
Back to the bloody. I'm just a content creator to you, aren't you?
Yeah,
Aren't
that's all I can. I don't care about yourself or thoughts or opinions. Just the sick content.
This is the content we've been looking
The
for.
content.
He does speak like that. He does
The
speak like that.
content.
Content. Stop it.
Oh my
Content.
god.
Oh my god. I'm from New York. I don't do a very good impression.
Look, I'll just be
Dave
here.
does much better impression. Dave does a much better impression of me than I do of him, for sure.
I'll just be here getting my second vaccine shot while you make fun of me. It's fine. It's fine.
It's all right. I don't have to worry because everyone's getting them, so I know that it'll be my turn when my time comes.
Yeah. Wait. Are those
Look, I'm
Hawkers?
British.
Oh, you're gonna keep the Hawkers.
I'm
Okay.
British. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm British. Like my entire life, I've been trained to queue. This is just one super queue to me, so it's fine. I'm good with it. I'm gonna get the nice tastier weight over here, though. 147 is a much better weight.
Okay. That seems reasonable. Especially because seven's the door, actually.
And also, yeah, exactly. I can absorb the door. British and lived in Japan,
And living at
exactly,
doubly suited for
exactly.
queuing.
My entire life has been leading up to queuing for this vaccine.
I'm just sad that it's hard for me to get to the UK, so I can't eat those delicious pony burgers. I really want those pony burgers. God, a friend came by yesterday with a big pile of brisket and pastrami, and I was so happy. It was really the nicest thing. Oh, let me.
Oh my god, you can have friends in your house. I haven't had anyone in my house for months.
I know. Well, my friends in my house, for the record, just so everyone knows that I'm not a hypocrite, they're vaccinated. And also, we have kind of a bit of a bubble thing where we only really see each other, and I only have like 1 or 2 people over who are vaccinated. There is care being taken here. I'm not crazy.
You see, in my country, it's £1,000 fine if someone gets caught in my house.
I'm just telling them to let me know the best way to send them bucks for the pastrami.
This is unfortunate.
It's a Tuso, right? Oh, the Tuso was hard safe.
Yeah, it was hard safe, but I feel like I'm gonna wiggle this background to Tanya.
Okay.
Yeah. Make it look like I'm hard folding as well, so then if I do manage to get into Tempai, no one thinks that I'm a danger, but that's not going to happen now. This has gone to shit. If I was going to throw that, maybe I should have called the 7-man, taken his E-Pats and that Dora.
Maybe.
I am somehow jiggling my way, towards Tempai. I'm going to call anything if I can get to Tempai because I'm east, but it's not going to happen. There you go.
Yeah. What
Oh
was
well.
it? Wait.
Oh, I did. Sorry, I clicked it for too far.
No, it's 5 so and something else. Oof. That's okay. You still got your big hand. Like you struck a blow for justice.
People won't be unsubscribing now.
No.
The Tempai jiggle.
1, 2, 3.
So yes, anyway, there will be something online coming for WRC, but you have to wait until I've decided or worked out what that is before I can tell you. People have ideas. I'm all ears. We've got the continued problem of multiple groups, not all on the same platform. What can I do? Not much. Not much I can do about that. I did see that Ten Hall were talking about putting WRC rules in there. That would be pretty sweet.
That would be pretty sweet. On here, there's a lot of tiles here, but not a lot of value.
I've got Dora. I'm thinking Tanyao, but yeah, it's not great, is it? I almost wonder if I should just call
tricky.
it.
Oh, pardon me. Ugh.
It's not a great one to call even because it leaves me with this odd 4-6-8 shape.
Thinking Tanya didn't. Yeah, thinking Tanya didn't call.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do I care? Do I worry about getting a 7? I don't worry about getting a 7.
Uh-oh.
Because now if I call, I'm left with better shapes. Oh, this is working out better than I thought.
Okay. Probably call the tempai on this if you can.
You think Akagi's dealership? Yeah. He's probably going for something flushy, right? I don't know what else he could be doing if he wasn't going for something flushy. So the risk for me here is that I'm going to draw any on a tile, because there they all are.
Oh, there you go. Well, super flush.
And yeah, South Naira really was quite ballsy throwing a Dora Suji into that flush.
Takes guts.
They probably had something
pretty
awesome
good, though.
with. Yes.
It's pretty flushy.
It's
pretty
not
nice.
a cheat toy. Do you reckon this is flushy? Don't know. Because this isn't like good shape here, this 7, 7, 8, 9.
You have 10 out of your 13 original tiles in the flush.
Yeah, the green's dead, so that's gone. This isn't a good shape.
It's a fine shape. I got some Cheetoy action.
If I had another 8, then I think that would be a good shape.
We'll give it a minute. And also 9's Adora. Oh, whoa.
Okay, we'll flirt with your flush idea a little longer, but I'm not convinced.
Ooh. Let's see how it goes. That Dora throw was a little bit of a risky disky.
Yes. Straight out there.
I'm invested again, so I'm super just staring. Cheeto Dora 2. It's not impossible. Can we never do risky disky?
This is some really ugly shapes here. It really are getting worse. Getting worse. Can we never... Exactly. Thank you, Unwise.
What?
I knew I was like, we don't like risky disky. We don't like sloppy, droppy, whatever.
Swappy doppy.
Risky disky. There you go. Risky disky. There's no discs involved. There are discs involved. It makes no sense. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I take back one of my complaints.
Yeah, it makes sense at least. Give me that much.
I thought you were talking about like discs.
No, if it's a discard.
Koberg likes it.
Yeah, if it's a discard that's risky, it's a risky discard, or you could say risky disky. I accept the fact that not everyone loves it, but it does make sense. That's the only thing I'll stand behind.
Okay, I'm reviewing my criticism, and you okay? Okay.
I appreciate that.
Oh, Unwise like Swappy Doppy. What the hell? Swappy Doppy is.
Oh, there we go.
2, 5. No, 3, 6 is a better weight here, isn't it?
3608 is probably the best weight.
And I'm gonna have to reach it because I wouldn't reach it if I was Pinfu, but I don't have a Yaku if I don't reach. So here I am reaching away. The sibilant.
Is that a lingual?
Oh, yeah, it must be a lingual thing, and we're not smart enough for it a lot.
Hey, I knew what it was at least in concept.
Yeah. Okay, we got close.
Kind of the guy who goes, Circly Who says Circly Berkeley's? Who says that? What are circly Berkeleys, my friends? Oh my god.
What could we call the characters? Wacky crackies.
Gemma, that is the most hateful thing I've ever encountered. I cannot even.
What? Wacky crackies. We haven't even drunk anything.
You've disgraced a beautiful ancient game and an entire culture. Aha!
It's alright, it came and slapped me down.
Yeah, Haite Sumo. On the tile you needed to win.
I said, wacky crackies should be how we call characters. That's the most hateful thing that Dave has ever heard.
It's real bad. It's real bad. Alright, this isn't too bad. Got some good shapes. He yawned.
Yeah, but say what you've been doing all week.
What have
You
I
have
been
been up late, I've noticed. You have been up later than normal.
Yeah, I've been catching up in Final Fantasy because someone's like, Dave, you have to play Final Fantasy with me. Everyone left me for Monster Hunter.
No, they came back now, so I don't need you.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
I've been playing Monster Hunter. I like Monster Hunter. I think Monster Hunter is tons of fun. But I will also play Final Fantasy with you, so.
Yeah, I know, but you're always playing at the wrong times.
That's just my life. Monster Hunter's pretty good, though.
Annalise Hines' book. Who's
Oh,
Annalise
Catch Lady.
Hines? Oh.
Invented Heinz Ketchup? I don't think that's true. I think I'm just totally bullshitting. I don't know. Yeah,
I've been really. I haven't been doing. I've been watching that stupid Prison Break drama from like 15 years ago.
Oh, it's good. Oh, you got some hot Tanya.
Yeah. I kind of just want to push
Tanya.
East off the dealership here. So I'm kind of tempted to call my Tanya if I get the chance.
I would not refuse that call. The call of the Tanya.
There you go. Yeah, I think just shutting down this dealership is the right way forward.
Yeah, just to make it happen. I got a text message. You text me.
Oh, that book, Mahjong, a Chinese game and the making American culture. Yeah, I got that book. Haven't read it yet. It's currently in the pile of Mahjong books.
I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about that lady in her book.
Yeah, it's yeah, I need to read it actually, especially after all that Mahjong line drama.
Yeah, I was interested in the kind of context of the book a little bit.
Mm.
A children's Mahjong. I mean, ooh. I don't know if it would fly with publishers in the sense that they'd be like, "Oh my God, we need this book," but like, they probably wouldn't refuse to publish it. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, little win. Yeah. Bump it over to South 2.
It is super interesting, like, because we don't have that really. It's funny, like, even though, oh my God, you shut up.
Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good.
I was really hoping for a double reach then, but it didn't happen. Yeah, like, it's interesting that even though Britain had such an aggressive colony empire level kind of relationship with the East, especially China, we don't really have the same kind of relationship with Mahjong that American culture has. I always found that quite interesting how, I mean, they even mentioned Mahjong in The Office, for heaven's sake, it's that deep in. It's super interesting, that kind of level of exchange.
Babcock.
Yeah. Yeah, and, obviously Babcock trying to, like, trademark it all. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we do have British Mahjong, and we do play, U3A play a lot of Mahjong in this country. But I wouldn't say that it's had the impact that it's had in America. And it certainly hasn't had, like, it's very, very Jewish diaspora kind of community game there. It's a whole identity. I wouldn't say that anyone has absorbed it into their identity like the Jewish community have. Dave can correct me, being one of them.
I find your speech to be hateful and disgusting. You are hashtag canceled. No. I think it's. It's fairly reasonable. Yeah, like it definitely was something that was absorbed to become an identifying aspect of a community. Not, when I say identifying aspect, like something that community holds as one of its just one of the things you do, you know, like one of the shibboleths
Yeah.
of that community. Um,
Yeah. And it's interesting to see, I read descriptions of the Catskills, and big place where lots of Jewish people like to go on their holidays. And
hey,
Mahjong was just constant there.
sumo,
Yeah, pretty much
and
a gents club thing.
hey, a
Yeah, do
flip,
you know what? Actually, most of the British Mahjong I've seen here is a little bit more cargo culty than Mahjong, if you ask me.
cargo
The risk
culture.
here is that, Dia's going to push past the Riichi. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Well, it's like, so if you play British Mahjong, it's very much like they saw Mahjong being played. They have a basic idea of what you should do, but they never really learned the rules. And so, for me personally, the game itself is a bit of a mess. It's
this is an
it's
interesting game. Oh my
perfectly
god,
fun to play as a parlor game whilst you're chatting or smoking or doing other things, but it's not really a competition game.
Gemma, this sounds really good.
Stream career is over.
Stream for yeah,
Yeah, really.
Gemma, this sounds really good.
Sorry, I was. It is really good, right? Tudor.
Yeah, and you can call the hots, just get away with it if you need
I
to.
feel that. Yeah. Scythe 3, so. Oh, that's not so nice. Kind of. I can throw these green dragons, though, to be safe.
True.
I don't think I can throw that 4-man. Throwing the 4-man would be a bit of a.
Probably, it's as of now, it's too risky. I don't see why you do it.
And not even. Yeah, not even to get into
Oh,
Tempai. I'm sorry, not even to get into Tempai.
oh, my heart. But you're kind of right. Like, you don't need the points.
Um,
You got the points. You don't need the points. You don't need to deal into the dealer right
no,
now. It's not
exactly.
worth
That
it.
could easily push
It's
me down
not
to
worth
second
it.
place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, agree, agree.
Root Law's first exposure game was British expat neighbours in South America. They make it look so dainty. That is the British skill. We managed to make something quite normal look like a massive faff.
This is rough though,
Um,
because do you want to deal anything around the door? Or what do you even? Ugh.
yeah, I'm in that position where I might have to throw the two. So there's really nothing to tell me what's safe or not. 2-pin. So I don't know.
I don't know either. I have no obvious answers for you.
The 8-pin is the only definitely safe thing. Fuck it. Sorry, I saw the timer go.
Oh, that's fair. Well, you made it. You got away with it. Game was too safe. Oh, another reach. Well, now the 8-pin's safe on that reach also. So you can just be out
Yeah,
entirely. Yeah,
yeah,
I'd be totally
yeah.
out.
That's a shame. It's a nice hand.
It
And I could
is.
probably get away with the 7-pin throw. Nat 4, so it's safe.
Yeah, no, this is time. If it's bail in time, it's bail in time. One of the biggest mistakes. It was a 4-man. 4-7. So your gut instinct about that 4-man
Mm.
was right.
Well, you mean it was a 4 wacky cracky?
No, there's no such thing as that. I hate this so much. Can't believe you.
This is the sort of thing that's going to bite us in the ass later when we're like called into the police station to
Yeah,
explain
and
what
they're like,
wacky
what's
cracky is.
wacky cracky? Oh, no worries, Rudolo. We're going a bit long anyway. It's all good. But happy family reunion. Have a fun time.
Yeah.
And let's
Thanks.
see
Thanks,
if
Rugalo. See you later.
Gemma can hold out for the last rounds of this game. English is a separate option in most drop downs. English US.
See you next week.
Next week.
Exactly. Try and distance yourself as much as possible.
All right, here we go. Tanyo time. Oh, a con. Oh dear. All right, there we go. I think we pretty much locked in the Tanyo.
Hmm. Oh, Dora. It's not safe. Let's do it now.
Let's do
We're
it
gonna
now.
do it.
I just
Doing it
do it.
now.
I just do it.
I regret everything. There's 4 Dora over there.
Oh
3
dear.
Dora over here.
Oh
They're
dear.
just going for a flush. They've already got their Yaku locked in. This is just a whole lot of bad right now. I can throw the 4-man though fairly safely. That's not safe. Okay, we have to play sensibly now.
Yeah, we definitely
This is how I
do.
lose an entire game. if I'm not smart. Ooh.
Oh dear. The 7's safe now. That's a fine cut.
Yeah, yeah. No.
Safe on one, not on the other.
Five's probably okay, you know.
It
Yeah,
actually
because there's two
probably
eight over
is. Yeah,
there.
everyone's
Yeah,
everyone's
they're
gotten rid of
obviously
their
going
mentals.
flushy. Yeah. No, we just gotta fold this. Can't push this. This is silliness. Ah, bollocks.
Got away with it.
But they're not looking. Opposite me is not looking very flushy, and they don't have to. They've already got a hats, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the person who's looking flushy is on my left, and he had one out already. The eight's safe, so that's
8
fine.
should be fine.
I'm not really looking at west here, even though maybe I should, as they are actually the closest one to me. No, now we fold. Screw this.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, no, I held out for as long as was reasonably possible. Yeah, he's ready there, I bet. But he was stopped. And that's really good for North, actually.
4. Yeah, that puts
Yeah.
North back in the game entirely.
Yeah, wow, that's impressive.
Oof. But now,
Bye,
all you got to do
Rachel,
is lose
bye-bye.
gracefully. Or do you win
Yeah.
if you win? Do you win if you win in these rules?
I think I
this
win,
isn't
right?
WRC. Like if you win, you still just win.
No, yeah, no, I think if I win, the game's over, right?
Oh, that's nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw my green dragons and not have to worry about anything.
Okay. It's probably the best plan, you know.
How are we doing? Good. I don't have to reach it. The one man and one wacky cracky and two wacky cracky. Yeah, they're pretty good weights.
It's not bad. Not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good.
No.
Are you serious? Oh.
Yeah. Why would I?
Boo. Just for funsies.
Because then everyone will know that I've got a Yaku then.
And for the extra draw.
I don't need it. I bet you Architect is going to throw me a one man. No, he threw me the two man. I was close.
Wait, is that a double
That's
round?
close.
That's a double round. Ugh.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, that sucks for him. But you know, he's pushing to get.
Yeah,
To
it's
get back in
gotta make it
second,
happen.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Nice.
Yay! Thank you.
Some vindication for Gemma there.
Yes.
Very cool.
I can play this game. It's true. I can play it.
All right. We are a little late, and I'm super hungry because I haven't eaten today, so I'm going to go do it. But thank you all for
I'm
watching
sorry.
us
Thank
and
you.
joining us, and we'll see you next week for more
Thank you.
babbling and also mahjonging and etc. etc. Some
Yay,
balance of the
bye-bye.
two.
Oh, bye. Good game, Shrub.
Good game, Carol. And we'll see you all
Bye.
next week.
Bye, MP.
Fairly well.
Very well.